Welcome back to the Drop Outdoors podcast. With you, me, of course, and my boy Landon, and the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Nobel Prize winner of 1942, George Bradley Thornton. Everybody give a little round of applause.
Fun fact about the Nobel Prize, the first Nobel Prize was given out to Sir Christopher Columbus Circus, year of our Lord, 1492. That's a deleted scene right there that no one will ever know. That's in the deleted scenes, and you'll never see it. We wipe that.
Why? That's with the Knights Templars?
Yeah.
in the
Hey,
Catholic
Hillary,
Church?
call me because I'll teach you how to wipe a hard drive.
Hillary, don't call me
just-
because I don't want to
We're
unalive
not-
myself.
It's not about that.
Oh, all right.
It's about Nancy.
Oh, I wouldn't wipe her hard drive. I'd just be
I'm
taking
just
the
saying
photos
that.
of it.
Yeah,
She used to be, back when she was 22 in 1912, she was hot as
That's
fuck.
right. That's right.
She got some big old warlocks on her, brother.
That's right.
Well, Landon, I usually start off by asking you how your week's been. But Bradley, I want you to tell us something special about yourself growing up or anything like that that the people might not know about.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Dusty. I've been really thinking about this and thinking about something interesting that I wanted to bring to y'all's podcast because I'm trying to, if I was more famous, this would be a big deal. But instead, I'm just going to have to, tell some really intriguing facts. And fact number one is I was actually the greatest shortstop in Santo High School baseball history. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Kevin Jones, and you can call him. His number is 81. No, I'm just kidding. But that's a shout out to my boy Kevin. He'll love that little tidbit right
And what's funny is I'm pretty sure Kevin's told me about how great you were at shortstop, and he just wishes he was you.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing because he's always, every time I see him, he's like, man, back in the day, you were the best shortstop. Like everybody knew it, including me, obviously. So, and I was like at my wedding, I was going to ask him to be my best man, but I knew that he would just be like, Bradley's a great guy and a great shortstop. And I'm like, I need Kevin, let it go, brother.
He just knew
I know
couldn't.
you're going to see this. Let it go. I mean,
He knew he couldn't compare to you, so he had to take it back.
Stop. Let's just be friends. You don't have to be friends with me just because I was a great shortstop.
Just trying to ride your shirt tails.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, come up here and I'll put my arm around you, brother. We can be We can be real friends.
Well, Kevin's little enough; he might just be able to pop up on there.
That's right. I wouldn't say Kevin's little.
Are we just big?
And I don't, and this feels like as of right now, this podcast is just about Kevin. And so maybe we can do this for 3 hours about Kevin.
I could probably talk 3 hours about Kevin.
I could listen for 3 hours.
Nobody knows who the hell Kevin is, but
Kevin knows who Kevin is.
He's a big freaking deal. I'll tell you that. If he said that about me being better at shortstop than him, then that's a hell of a compliment.
Mike Jones wrote a song about him called Mr. Jones.
That's right.
So
that's
I
right.
mean,
yeah.
Kevin Jones, shout out, brother.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So Landon, how's your week been, my man?
Oh, fantastic. Just been chasing turkeys around and random shit like that.
Your 75 hard coming in, you catch any of them?
Catch any what?
You catch any of them turkeys, brother?
Oh, no. I tried to run one of them down today, but did not get but within about 75 yards. So
Oh. Did it sound like I had a stroke over here?
I wasn't sure exactly what happened there. I was like, what are we chasing?
I said, did you
chasing days? I mean, we could be chasing days. I mean, I'm on 23 now.
Sheesh.
23 days, 75 hard?
So you're doing 75 hard?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing 75 hard, and I'm making it hard as I can on myself for the next 75 days. So,
Are you succeeding so far?
I am. I'm on day 14, and every day has been really hard. So, with all the drink. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's a joke.
But is it?
I mean, no, it hasn't been that hard. Last 2 weeks have kind of been a breeze. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
So, did you get any turkeys or anything?
No, I saw them a couple times. I did get a GoPro video. We'll check that footage at another day and see what we got on there.
Was it a good video? Did you ever get to look at it or anything?
I didn't get to look at it. I hadn't pulled it up yet, but it is. I mean, it's on my chest and chasing turkeys down.
What I really hope, and maybe because you're friends with assholes, we went over this.
That's true.
But what I really hope is it's the best footage ever. Perfectly crisp, center frame, big ass Tom. Like I'm talking 12, 13-inch beard. Everything looks great, and all you can hear in the background is.
It very well could be. Very well could be because I was hoofing it up and down the creek and back on the other side where we were the other day.
I think we should debut it live. I think we should debut it.
I don't have it. I
Is
don't
it
have
downloaded,
it.
uploaded?
No, he's not ready.
Leave
well-
it, leave it to the IT guy to be like, oh no, I don't have it. I don't know what happened to
It's
it.
not on here.
You could have a weekly podcast segment called like Landon Chases It or something.
Just get out there and chase shit.
You know how,
like Landon dressed in a like a Chucky mask or something, chasing turkeys through a field.
you know how different that would have been whenever we were 19 years old?
Oh,
It'd been Landon catches.
I might have caught something.
It'd have been Landon catches that poor deer. He ran that motherfucker down.
I was thinking more Lake House days.
Before we get into this, I'd like to, if you guys don't mind,
No,
I'd like to lead.
You're the guest of honor.
I'd like to read a little bit, and you bringing up the lake house. Like to read something from my lawyer. Dearly, oh wait, hold on. Sorry, that's.
I think
Wrong
that was
speech.
from a couple weeks ago.
I always have a good, I always have speeches prepared for
I
anyone.
have to say, your Chat GPT speech for Lauren at your wedding was fucking fabulous.
That
Great.
was-
It was great. It was actually great because I don't know how to use ChatGPT.
It's impressive.
I just made that shit up on the spot, and I just held my phone so she would think I had wrote it down beforehand. you know. But anyway,
From your lawyer.
I have the right to. Anything I say can and will not be used against me in a court of law or in the bedroom by my wife, and my lawyer said that. So
And I see it. It's signed.
It's got to be real.
It's signed.
Yeah.
It says, I am his lawyer.
Yeah.
Right there on the page.
signed by my lawyer of a Nobel Prize winner.
That's right.
He also won a Nobel Prize the same year for lawyering.
The law-
So
So he must have been born the same
Yeah.
year Nancy Pelosi
yeah,
was.
yeah. And he told me in 1982 he did a bunch of bars. So, and I'm assuming man in all the states.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
I would know. That's what I would
I don't
assume.
know. He was real twitchy.
I bet he couldn't come into this room with all the guns, though.
I should have brought my Nobel Prize.
sure we could have found a spot for it.
Yeah.
You said it right on in
Set it
there.
right there.
That's, you know
The
what?
Nobel Peace Prize sitting right
We
on
are
there.
going to have to find a trophy now and clear off a spot and hang it up there and just write on it with like Sharpie, Bradley's Nobel Prize.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, I do have I should have brought it. I'm embarrassed to even bring it up, but I always love to. What was it? 2023?
I don't know. It was the year of our Lord.
2023 fantasy football champion.
Oh, yeah.
Of the world, I think.
Yeah.
I think I beat
Yeah.
of the
yeah,
world.
Yeah. It was,
I think that's what it says on it. Of the
You know,
world.
that's another thing you're better than Kevin Jones at.
Kevin, we love you.
I don't remember who you played in the championship, but I really kind of hope it was Kevin.
No. Kevin's not in this league.
Okay.
no.
Oh, is this the league none of us are invited to because
Yeah.
y'all are too fancy for us?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have brought that up.
We have a
I
league. We have a league
I
for the
should-
boys, and then a league for everybody that really matters, other than the guys we act like we're friends with.
I shouldn't have brought it up. We'll do another show in September, but then we could talk fantasy football the whole time.
I
Oh,
think we could
God.
probably swing a whole episode.
I think we should swing. Good
We'll also have a bear hunt in September, so we probably
is
could
true.
swing a
Well,
4-hour episode.
August. I think we should set up a league and have our own have a little drop fantasy football league.
We could do it.
But say,
Make
is our editor gonna join us?
Hell no!
Fantasy football.
I am not losing to her. I'm not risking it. I am not risking it. I'm not risking
Lauren
it.
is in.
No, out.
Bradley is now out for
As
something.
vetoed it, I'm pretty sure as her husband, I can veto one thing per like 10
Yeah,
years.
but as your wife, she can veto it too. And what's funny is I'm pretty sure she said something about that letter from the lawyer is vetoed now.
Well, lucky for her, it's just a Walmart receipt. So I just made that up. I'm my own lawyer.
Can I ask why you have a Walmart receipt?
Walmart, you piss me off.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so I go to Walmart today, which I'm not a big fan of doing, but it's mineral wells. You know, you got to go to. I don't know if there's not another grocery store that doesn't have cockroaches. I'm sorry, Mineral Wells. I shouldn't have said that.
I don't go to Mineral Wells.
And I tell people this: Mineral Wells is on the come up. Don't overlook it. They got that big building in the middle of town that they've been remodeling for the last 80. Well, actually, they started remodeling it the year after I won the Nobel Prize. So 1944. Mineral Wells is on the come up. I want to shout out, if anybody wants to hire me as the real estate agent in Mineral Wells, I am unlicensed, but I will put in a good word for the town. They have great food. I'm not going to lie. Surprisingly great food. But they do have Walmart. And so I went to get some groceries today, and I've been trying to set up my own little office area, such as what you guys have here. So I needed another monitor so we could play Age of Empires.
That's fair.
And so I go to the line, and of course, you know how Walmart is now. There's like 4 registers open, and then the rest of it self-checkout. And I will say I'm back-to-back, Walmart cash register worker of the year. I'm great at check. I'm like beep beep beep. Move the line.
That self-checkout.
Yeah.
Point.
Oh
It's
yeah.
on point.
Self-check. And the bad thing is then they told me I couldn't come to the Christmas party this year, and that pisses me off a little bit because I put in my time. So I go up, and it's pretty busy, and the lady, she seems kind of frantic, but she's like, "Hey, you can go over to we have 4 lanes open, or you can go through self-checkout." And I'm like, "Okay, but I bought a computer monitor, and it has a little safety thing on it." And so she looks at it, she's like, "Oh, well, the only aisle that you can go to that they can take that little monitor off is aisle 26, or to whatever, check out 26. So I'll look over to my right to check out 26, and what do I see? The light is off. She's like, she said, "But there's no one at checkout 26 right now." What the
What am I supposed to do?
What the fuck do you want me to do? All right, what do you want me not to buy? I almost just handed her my whole basket and been like, "Forget it, my kids can eat tomorrow."
I'll go to Weatherford.
Yeah, fuck that. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, and she's like, "So you're gonna have to go check out at the self checkout, and then go over to customer service and check out the monitor there." I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever," and I said in a previous version of this show that no one will ever see, I don't want to get punched in the face, right? So I'm too old for that shit. So I'm like, whatever, here I am, and I'm a good employee, so I march right over to the check myself out stand, because that's what I've been trained to do since I was a young boy. Since I was actually I started my checkout cashier training the year before I won the Nobel Prize. So,
That's impressive.
that was a long time ago, and back then it was all, it wasn't digital. So, but
You actually had to punch in the
Yeah,
scan. You punch in the barcode.
yeah, your total 64 cents on it. Take your 4 cows and your 3 goats. Anyway.
That'll be 4 tenderloins
Yeah.
and 2 live chickens.
That's how it was before Obama. Anyway, so so I go over like a good lad. I march over to my checkout station. I'm checking everything out, and so I've got some tomatoes that I'm trying to buy, and so I, look up buying them because I'm a pro at this by now. Look up tomatoes, look it up. Says put it on the scale, put it on there. It's like, no, do it again. So I'm like, all right, take it off, put it back on there, and it's like, you need an attendant is on its way to help you, and like I'm buying fucking liquor or something, like I'm trying to buy a fucking hand grenade. I'm trying to buy some freaking tomatoes. So I wait for the dude to come over there, and he's like, "Yeah, it's actually easier, or it works better if you put in tomatoes before you sit them on the scale." And I'm like, "Well, my bad. I was absent for that day of employee training." Don't try to teach me how to use
And he probably said it
the
all
cash register.
on the condescending line.
Like he's my actual manager. He's like, "I'm about to write you up.
You dumbass. You know better than this.
Yeah, how dare you not know how to do a job you've never done in your whole life?" But saying that, I have done it a lot of times, right? So Because I am. And I was like, yeah, I was employee of the year last year. I fucking Walmart because I worked a total of 38 hours for the whole year. If you total it all up, and I made $0.
That's fair.
And they love that shit.
That's like every corporation I ever worked for.
If 365 people do that, you fill the whole year with a free employee. So kudos to you, Walmart. Also, I will be back. So
better watch out, Walmart. Bradley's coming.
Because there's just not a whole lot of places to go in Mineral Wells that you're not going to
see cockroaches.
Yeah, I see cockroaches. No, I'm just kidding. Mineral Wells, you're on the come up. I'm proud of you. I am proud of you. I am proud of you. I used to be banned from that town by a man that I never met. And I won't say his name in case he's real because he threatened to beat me and my friends up. So over the phone, never met him. And
so you decided I'm not going?
Yeah, I haven't been. That was when I was 16. This story that I just told y'all happened when I was 15 years old. So. I still have the receipt because I'm still pissed about it.
Hey, Brad, lift your leg up for me. You're standing on top of my cords. Landon, my right earpiece ran out.
It went out?
Yeah. I have. Oh, there it is. There it goes right there. I'm back.
Oh, maybe it's just the cord.
Yeah, through Bradley's whole conversation, I had one earpiece. I was just trying to be a nice guy and not say anything.
How'd it sound?
Kind of like I was talking to Helen Keller.
I feel like this has been. I saw a clip of Helen Keller's story on here, and I'll have you know that I know nothing about Helen Keller.
Well, I know she was blind and deaf, and somehow she flew an airplane. How do you tell? How the fuck does that work?
I think you're thinking of Joan of Arc.
No, that was that dude that played for the Pacers.
Can we look that up? Did Helen Keller fly to where?
Helen Keller flew an airplane.
No.
Yes, pull it up. Pull it up. Did Helen Keller fly an airplane?
Helen. Oh,
Landon, Keller's with a K. God dang it.
I thought you said Helen Keller.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
1946, Helen Keller, a deaf, blind author and activist, flew a plane for 20 minutes over the Mediterranean Sea.
Hey, that was only a few years after
And I have to
Bradley's Nobel Peace Prize.
That's right.
And usually I would be a huge fan of something like a blind woman flying an airplane because I want to see that kind of shit, but she overshadowed.
But she's blind and deaf.
Well, I'm dumb
She's
and
doing
stupid,
shit like
so
that, and I have to
that's-
take Blue Chew to satisfy my wife. Blue Chew,
Hey, you got
sponsor
some
us.
of
Yeah, sponsor us. Also, Four
You
Roses.
want to give a little shout out to Four
I
Roses?
do want to give out a shout out, and I want this to be a co-shout out for me and my buddy Matt because we both love Four Roses because we both watched The Ranch, and then we decided we wanted to be like Ashton Kutcher. So, shout out.
You know,
shout
I
out.
can kind of see the resemblance between you and Ashton.
I feel like I'm being punked.
I do not. I do not.
You know
But
that.
I appreciate it, Dusty. You're a man of many compliments.
I mean,
will say that.
I wanted to give you a compliment ever since the day you told me I looked like a young white 50 Cent. And ever since then, I was like, I'm going to pay this man back with the greatest compliment ever.
I will say that was probably one of the top 10 greatest days of my life. Was telling Dusty he looked like a young white 50 cents and then us reeling off like 22 games straight of beer pong. I know that's childish and it's dumb, but it happened. So,
It was bad enough that we walk in there. We're at somebody's birthday. We know maybe 3 people. Well, I know like 3 people there. Bradley might know like 1.
I knew Dusty.
Yeah.
That's the one.
We go in there and run the
Those are the
entire
best.
table for like 5 hours. We probably win 30 games of beer pong. And then they tell us we have to come inside to sing happy birthday to somebody. Well, we're singing happy birthday, and Bradley turns around and pukes all over their dishes in the middle of the happy birthday song.
He said, I believe I was told to take birthday shots, and I said, that's a bad idea. And they said, and the guy said, you have to do it. It's my birthday. And I was like, well, he does have a valid point. And I yacked in his sink. So
On top of his dishes.
I don't know if there was. I mean, he was having a birthday party. I don't think there were dishes in the sink.
There was
so-
definitely shot glasses and plates from cake.
Oh well, I mean, you should have got. You should have gone paper and just thrown it in the trash. You know, you have to know. You have to know.
And also, speaking of parties, there's been a lot of stupid shit happen. Wasn't it over here? It might have been at my party where somebody got dumped on their face during a cake stand.
That was me.
Oh,
He might be responsible.
Bradley dumped you.
I
That
was the
makes
one.
the story so
I was the
awesome.
one holding it. It was me and Carlos. We were holding Landon's legs, and I said, "Landon, don't lean forward in the nut." He went.
I did a full, just immediate. There was no like stop or
Yeah.
pause or
Yeah.
anything. It
I
was
said,
so.
"Engage your core. Engage your core."
So I just want to point out now that I said this. It seems like everything that bad happens, Bradley's always somewhere around.
Accurate.
The only time we got in trouble with the law from drinking, me and Bradley were sitting on the front porch making fun of people as they walked by.
The only time I've ever gotten in trouble from the law for drinking was when I was there. So I guess that all checks out. That all checks out. But I'm a different person now.
That's right.
Not that different. But I don't
Well,
do it in front of cops anymore.
I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't drink any less,
Yeah.
but I don't drink anymore either.
Yep. That's a song.
By Garth McGraw,
Can we
right?
look that up.
What are we doing? Bro, stop
No,
stepping
he was
on my
asking me to look
I
it
cord.
up.
haven't moved my feet. I'll just hold them in there for.
That's why I told you we probably
This
ought to go
podcast
around
just
with
got
it.
a lot
Dusty.
shorter.
Oh no.
I can only do leg raises for 47 minutes without stopping.
All right, put them down now.
Nope, can't do it. I'm stuck.
If you don't, you're gonna smash them again. All right,
Okay.
we're good.
Okay.
Help is available.
Whoa.
How can we type
Goodness
in I ain't drinking
gracious.
anymore? And they're like, here, call this number.
Help is available.
Kevin Fowler.
Kevin Fowler.
Oh, F dog.
Isn't that Kane Brown's cousin?
Yep. Kane Fowler?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
I don't know her either.
Hey, my favorite song right now, Zach Top. That one song, what's it called? It's my favorite song, Zach.
Hey, Lauren,
If
please tell
Zach-
Bradley what his favorite song is.
If Zach Top somehow weirdly sees a clip of this in some world, that's right. I wasn't a big fan of George Strait, but I am now because of Zach.
Hey, King George?
I mean, I just never, I don't know. You know me.
Yeah.
I used to think my favorite singer was Eli Young, so
Oh,
apparently
no.
that's two different people according to Dusty.
I mean, it's a band of
We
two.
don't-
I mean, it's two people.
We don't have to tell that.
No, I don't want to tell that story.
No.
You know, Bradley was such a hunk of a man back in the day that we were at a party at a
Back in
bonfire.
the day, what are you talking about, bro?
And this girl was like, "Oh my God, bless me with your lips." And Bradley was like, "Okay, let me take a shot." And she said, "The only condition is you tell me your favorite country
And that's
music
a
singer."
weird condition.
And
right?
Bradley said,
That's
"Well,
a
this
weird-
is fucking stupid, but it's Eli Young." And she just walks off. And Bradley looks at me and was like, "Did I say something wrong?" And I said, "Well, Eli Young's two people, so you kind of fucked the pooch on that one, brother."
You know what? She didn't deserve me. And
That's true.
a weird condition to have.
That is
Like,
strange.
name me your 5 favorite colors. Go now. And I'm like, there's only 4 major colors, and everyone knows red, white.
Blue,
Blue.
America, the bald
yeah.
eagle.
Yeah. Those are your 3 major color groups, and green because of grass. And if you mix them together,
You like the outdoors,
Yeah,
grass?
like
Yep.
there's no like teal and aquamarine's not a real color, right?
Yeah.
That's just 2 other colors mixed together, or,
I agree.
or something. I don't know. I ate my crayons, so I wasn't really worried about what colors mixed together.
The orange was my favorite one.
Yeah, because it's zesty.
Get that little acidic.
Everybody knows oranges are zesty, so that's why we don't go to Florida.
Almighty.
Oh God, what are we doing?
And I've never been to Florida
Well, yeah, because it's way too goddamn
it's
zesty.
too zesty. And I know it because the kids tell me some things are zesty, and I'm not real sure what that means, but they say it all the time.
Speaking of what kids say, we were eating at Chewy's today, and we start talking about some shit, and Braxton, being a sweet kid, he gets asked to do things. Like, have lunch with new kids and stuff like that. I don't know if I should tell this story, but I'm going to anyway.
We can edit it out.
But
We don't edit.
he said, no, the kid's really nice. He goes, but he says stuff like skibbity and giga chad and stuff like that. And I was like, what the hell is that? He goes, I don't know. It's fucking brain rot.
Braxton's a 45-year-old Republican. I actually, whenever I have questions about politics, I call Braxton. I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, liberals. I'm like, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They're all going to burn.
Let's go home.
All right, Landon.
What's happening?
I'm going to let you have a speech right now because I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay.
Whatever you want to talk about, because I got to fill up my apple juice.
Put me. Damn, man.
No,
No, you shut the hell up. I can't hear myself think with everybody.
He said Landon is just the producer, but now you have your own segment called Landon's Time.
Landon's time.
Lando's.
Oh, man.
So,
Hey, go
no,
ahead.
go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. Come on, bring it on, brother.
I was just gonna get you to tell me more about your turkey hunting. That's
Oh
all
yeah,
was
no,
gonna-
so I pulled up the game cam, had that pulled up, and I was going through my pictures, and a new one loaded up, and there was a tom sitting underneath my feeder that is currently not working because the squirrels chewed it up once again. But
Sons of bitches.
yeah, that's like 3 times now or 4. But anyway, so I saw that and I was scrambling around. I was like grabbing the GoPro, putting on the chest rig and everything. And Kinsley comes in. She's like, "What is your problem?" I was like, pull it down. I'm trying to hurry." And was having hell. So anyways, we finally got it. And I was creeping out there and had the camera on and was talking to it, probably breathing heavy because I was trying to hoof it down there.
Can I cut you off real
You
fast?
can cut me off.
You
whenever
said
feel like it.
creeping. Motherfucker, you're 6'4" with size 15. You ain't creeping, no. Fucking Sasquatch rolling through the room. I was going as quietly as possible.
Landon has sneakily soft footsteps.
I can sneak up on plenty of people.
Yeah, that's the first time I got pregnant.
And they said it couldn't be done.
That's 2025. You can't tell me
Yeah,
what I can and can't do.
It's legal now.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh man, but anyway, so I snuck out there and I saw 2 of them. I really think that those were both hens, but I chased them anyways and just up and down and back through, and eventually got to the creek and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna back off. So hopefully they're there in the morning. I plan on getting out there again.
So what you're telling me is you got 3 exercises in today.
I did.
My God.
I did. I didn't count the turkey because I wasn't timing it and I didn't know anything. So I was like, we're just gonna do another one.
Yeah, 75 harder,
Yeah.
bitches. What now?
So educate me because I'm not a turkey hunter or really any hunter of any kind, and so sorry. But anyway,
I don't know.
so are turkeys like endurance runners, or how does it? Like
So-
I mean, obviously I've seen these specific. I've probably seen these turkeys.
Let me explain real fast before you get in. Turkey is a close relative to Ethiopians,
Oh.
so they can really stride
and
out
that-
there and get
that-
going.
And that makes sense because the country of Turkey is way closer to Ethiopia
Exactly.
than some other countries.
Than other
on it.
countries
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the geography of it, but I know it's over.
I mean, if you take
Can
the
we pull
kinetic
up- can we-
energy.
yeah, can we pull that
We
up?
can pull that
Can we
up.
pull that-
Hey, pull it
Where
up.
is Turkey on Earth?
Oh wait, you didn't want to know how far?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
How far is Turkey from Ethiopia?
There we go.
Yeah, let a spell check go because we're not good at this whole spelling
Oh,
thing.
there's
Oh, it's
flights.
Damn, it's
Oh,
$700 bucks.
I saw a 500. Was that Spirit?
You know what? You weren't wrong. It's
Hey,
70 hours.
That's not that bad, right?
70 hours. I could
70
sleep that
hours?
long.
No, you can drive.
Holy
You can drive.
That is so
No, that's a drive.
far. How many miles?
3,000.
3,200
Oh,
miles?
so listen.
Bradley, don't you
listen.
drive that like pretty regularly?
Okay, so
That's not that bad. The roads there have to be
yeah.
absolutely ridiculous, and that is why it shows.
Yeah, bro, you
Yeah,
have
they're-
lines
they're-
and
they're
wildebeest and
Oh,
You can-
slow
you can
traffic
do-
ahead due to IEDs or whatever. IEDs.
Yeah, I mean, you're going through, what are you, Israel, Jordan,
and I heard
Lebanon.
I've heard traffic's real bad.
Yeah,
around
and
Israel
hey,
right now.
I dated a girl named Jordan, and she's real bad to get through too.
It's right over there by Iraq.
Yeah,
so,
Isn't that where the pygmies live too? I bet
Okay,
they're running
but
all over the
wait.
road and everything.
where did
What kind of
Oh,
person,
no, that's
where did
New
that
Guinea.
bomb happen at? Where did,
what kind of person do you have to, like, not, that sounded wrong. Like,
Yeah, go ahead and explain, Brad.
no, how cool of a person do you have to be, I guess should be what I ask, to be able to load up in Turkey and drive straight down through Syria, which I hear is,
sketchy?
well, yeah. And they just finished a civil war, I'm pretty sure. And then Lebanon, Jordan, and Israel, obviously, we know of the difficulties that are happening there. And then to whip it right down the coast of is that the Red Sea? I believe, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
it is the
hey,
Red
look at
Sea.
your
You're whipping
geography.
So you're whipping it down the coast, which is
I bet that's a beautiful drive, though.
I bet it is beautiful.
You got the
I
aliens
bet
and
it-
the Pyramid of Giza on this
Yeah.
side and the Red Sea on this side.
So and then you're gonna drive down, which from what I hear on
Sudan.
like Twitter and whatnot is a lot of pirates going on in there. So you're driving through pirate land.
Captain Jack
And then
Sparrow.
you can-
Yeah.
3,200 miles. The Earth is big as shit. I drove from Fort Worth and to basically to like we were like 12 miles from Canada, and I think that was like, look it up, like 1,200 miles. Don't catch me lying.
But I mean, the Earth's
that
flat,
was far
right?
as effing shit.
Where were you at? North Dakota?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, I was
Williston?
in Bow Bells, North Dakota.
Bow Bells, North Dakota.
Shout out to my buddy Brandon. He was there with me. We shared a room together, and it was very romantic.
You Brandon, candlelights.
That's 1,300.
1,300 miles. That's more than double that. I mean, granted, there was less. Probably. I mean, Nebraska's kind of scary. I don't know if
That's where my brother lives now.
Nebraska is terrifying.
Anchorage AK-47. What are we doing here?
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's so basically to drive from Istanbul, Turkey to the capital of, where did we just say?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Is how far it is from Weatherford to Anchorage, Alaska, and there's
Yep.
more above it. And that's a bunch more. That's not like 100 miles.
Yeah, no. That's
And that's what pisses me off about Europeans, but because
It's more than
You can
100 miles,
drive
but
two
it's like
continents.
19 kilometers.
They're like, oh, the average cost of milk in America, and I'm like, America's fucking huge. That would be like comparing Madrid to London. I don't think you can. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do.
They don't even know what miles are.
I've
They're
never been to
stupid.
Europe. I'm pretty sure they don't like us anymore.
They run at 290 kilometers an hour. Who has
ju-
time to say all that?
Yeah, what's a fucking? I don't know what a kilometer is, and I don't know why you drive on the other side of the road. We invented cars. We get to choose which side of the road we drive on. That would be like if we were like, hey, we're gonna play soccer, but we're gonna make it a little bit different. And they're gonna like, what the fuck are you doing? Be like, well, instead of kicking it in the goal, we're gonna face the goal like backwards or something, Like,
Yeah, it's like
like
we
something
created.
stupid as shit. Like everybody else can use their hands, but only one player can use. Oh wait, that is football. But that's not soccer.
It's el football
don't-
and regular football.
And just I know this is a hunting podcast. Is
We're hunting for topics right
Yeah,
now, so
I'm-
we're good.
Europe? Hello? I know you can hear me, and maybe you speak French or something. Okay? Okay? Get off our ass. Okay? Okay, you don't want us to help you right now. We're not good at it. We've proven that over the last 25 fucking years. We're not, we are good at making people not be here anymore, but that's not exactly what you're looking for.
Not
here.
aliving yourselves.
Yeah. So just
Shout out Hillary Clinton.
yeah, stop asking us to help you. You don't want us to help you. We're not good at helping. Just
Since we kind of got into politics again.
no, that's not politics. That's to them motherfuckers. Euro Champ25 on Twitter. I'm talking to you, buddy. We've been quarreling for the last 90 days. Okay. And I'm coming after you, son. And no, I'm not coming to Prague. Whatever the fuck that is. Because I can't afford it. I hear it's lovely this time of year.
Well, I was just going to bring up Nancy Pelosi's boobies again. You can't tell me you don't have time to talk about that.
I got all the time in the world.
How far does China have to go?
Just mute it.
How much more?
Oh, wait, no, don't mute this part. She's
how
making a
big
lot of sense here.
deficit and loss of jobs for the American worker, and how much more dangerous proliferation has to
I
exist.
still don't know what proliferation
before members
means.
of this House of
That pisses
Representatives
me off.
will say, "I will not endorse the status quo." As I mentioned, it's about jobs, proliferation, and human rights. And there are those who say we
Doesn't she
shouldn't
sound
link
like Donald
human
Trump
rights
right
and
now?
trade
She keeps
and
saying
proliferation
it.
and trade.
Rapper.
I
Oh,
disagree.
no. I broke it.
But if we
say
just want to
that.
take up this issue on the basis of economics alone, indeed, China should not receive most favored nation.
Can we go ahead and like just say it?
for
Nancy
several
used to be
reasons
pretty
that I'd
good
like to go
looking.
into now. I'd like to call the
That's what I'm
attention of our
saying.
colleagues
I ain't
to
mad
this
at
chart
her.
on the
I
status
like a powerful
quo
woman in
that
shoulder
the business
pads.
And
community
pearl
is asking
necklaces.
Each and every one of you, each and every one of
Are
us
we even worried
to
about the
endorse
politics
today.
anymore? We're just looking at Nancy.
Right now we
I
have
mean,
a
I'll pull it back up.
$30 billion trade
Oh,
deficit with China.
I forgot
For
what we were
1999,
doing.
This is what we were talking about is the old,
It will be
the old trade
over
deficit
$40
that they're
billion
worried
for
about back in the
1996.
90s.
Yeah.
Since the Tiananmen Square massacre,
And now
China?
they all
this
hate
figure
Trump because he's doing the exact same thing they were trying to do 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Have you seen any of this, Brad?
Of what? The world?
No, this is Nancy Pelosi talking about
The world?
trade deficit and the tariffs
I think
that
I
need
did-
to happen.
I think I did see a TikTok of this earlier.
Yeah, no.
And I will say, I don't really know. I mean, now I know what a tariff is.
Son of a gun knew where
But
the
I
Red Sea
swear to
was.
God, I didn't know before now.
He just knew that some people didn't like him.
But like,
some people loved him.
whenever these tariff kicks in, if I'm like, oh, I want some Canadian ice cream or whatever the fuck they make up there, Canadian
Was that gelato?
uh,
Oh, that's back to the fucking Europeans.
syrup,
Maple syrup.
They're not honey, and I do know that if you give a Canadian honey, they hate that. So, because I think they're syrup people, or I don't know. That's it.
Maple.
Put
syrup.
another maple
give
on the
'em-
bobby.
Give them Vermont honey. They don't like that. If you say we brought you something valuable from America and you give them Vermont honey, it pisses them off. I don't know what it is. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Oh man. Well, the proliferation is the increase or rapid increase in numbers. So
That's like the scale whenever I step on it.
What a proliferation from yesterday. Those tacos just proliferated on my plate.
Oh boy, that sounds so good right now. Some fucking tacos. Oh shit. All right, Landon, where are we at? We're getting carried away over here.
oh, I figured we were going to.
I thought we were about to get into something, and then I completely forgot. what
I'm
we
not
were
gonna lie. I'm sitting here watching this. I look over at Bradley and I see some hot college chick pop up on his phone because I forget he's watching the fucking game on there.
Oh.
Bradley said,
That's
"Hot
right.
college girl, where?"
Hey,
Hey, your wife's sitting right there.
Houston just made a crazy comeback though.
Did they? What's score right now?
67-66.
Uh-oh. How long left?
19.6.
I hope.
It was just 66-60 with like 30.
Is that the end of the game?
Yeah.
I hope Houston hits a 3. Because 69.
Sorry.
Giggity.
That would be 70.
Oh, well, they just made the
They
free
just
throw.
made a free
It's
throw.
Not, that's
You-
not.
So you don't want him to hit a 3?
No, he needs.
It was
two.
66, brother. You got to listen faster.
No, you just need him to hit a couple of free throws and you got what you wanted.
Hey, don't forget you have to deep throat the mic whenever you're talking.
My bad.
Uh-oh.
I really wish I remembered what we were just talking about.
Proliferations.
Nah,
No.
that's what's on the. I said that. I already said that.
Oh,
Why does that sound so like something from like the slave days? Proliferation.
From the what?
that's like reparations. Dusty.
Reparations. Okay,
Oh,
there it
okay.
is.
I don't think that they were giving out reparations during slavery.
But they
I
should
think
now.
I guess it depends on who you ask. And how much we talking? I mean, I'd be all right with like $500, you know?
I think you take away $1,000 per year, start at $5,000.
Since what?
1942.
So what does that mean? They owe us money now?
Makes my bank account
I think
better.
that's a reverse reparations.
That must be a
I feel
prolification.
like we should edit this part out. We should not speak of reparations on this. Well, not because we don't support them or unsupport them.
Yeah, we're not editing.
We don't edit. We just get canceled.
Yeah.
And then when that
The
happens,
first time you have a guest, and but I just want it to be known that you brought it up. So
I said that reparations were a great thing, and it kind of reminds me of proliferations if it was in reverse and they put money in my bank account.
I'd like some too. Third flush, please.
Help the peasants out here, brother. What are we
you don't
doing?
have to give me as much. Right? Like half,
Yeah, just half.
quarter, 1/3, 2/3.
I'm negotiable.
$50. I'll take it. I don't know what it's for, but I'll take it.
Just drop it in my Venmo. I'll see it in 2 years when I look at it again. Bro, last time I looked at Venmo, I'm not going to bullshit you, I had $875 in it.
God damn.
My wife was sending people from haircuts
Uh-huh.
to my Venmo, and I had no fucking idea. I look at that shit, I was like, I'm rich.
What'd you do with it?
I gave it to her. Just like my paycheck and everything else. Welcome to marriage, Brad.
Welcome to it.
She bought me an ice cream.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah.
What kind was it?
Oh, vanilla cone. She ain't splurging on me, bro.
What's your favorite?
Favorite ice cream? Are we talking about?
I want brand, like flavor, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so Bluebell, 100%. I'm going Bluebell. I think it's just a very down south Texan thing. Now, as far as flavor, there's like a soft cake. I
Okay.
don't know what. It's really good,
Is it
but
birthday
there's
cake?
Good soft
no,
cake.
but it's soft cake, and that's the main reason I married my wife. So, but there's also a cookie two-step,
Mm-hmm.
which is my favorite dance to do with my wife. So,
And we're back.
and we're back. Welcome to the Drop Outdoors Podcast.
Hi, I'm Nobel Prize winner.
Well, if you're gonna introduce yourself, at least say your name.
Yeah,
I won't.
he's known as Mr. Nobel Prize winner.
Yes, it's redacted.
It's proliferation.
Which is a rapid increase in numbers.
Dude, you never cease to amaze me with how
Which-
knowledgeable you are.
Which what? So I think we should talk about our favorite proliferations of right now.
Whenever Biden gave me $1,400, my bank account really peripheralated.
I never got one of those.
The old stimmy.
The old stimmy.
Well, what about
All they had to do was kill half the world with their bullshit.
So I know that you wanted to talk to me about conspiracies, but I'd like to talk to you about conspiracies. Now that we're talking about
7 inches.
what is that a conspiracy
That's
of?
the conspiracy.
Yeah, what
It's a
is
total lie. I just made that up back in like 1937.
what do
It's
you-
got carried away.
What are you conspiracing though?
Oh, it's way, way littler.
What is it? What is it?
What is it?
What are we talking about?
Oh, my wiener
like
dog.
Oh, oh, I thought you were talking about like a bank account or something.
No.
So
That was awesome.
so the proliferation. Am I saying this right? Can we get push the?
Can I get it? Can I get it in a sentence,
can I
please?
Get it? Yes. Hey, can you use
Ooh, Landon, she
proliferation?
sounds sexy as hell.
Say that
bro.
one more time.
Proliferation.
I
I
hope
like
y'all can
that.
hear that
Can
because
we
she
say
sounds nice.
Can we do that in Spanish, please?
Actually, Bradley's a big European guy. Let's get
no,
that
no,
over
no,
there.
no, 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 no. It's not that I don't like you, Europe, but
I don't like Europe. Me and Landon actually
I
had a
just-
podcast where we talked about why they have to make everything so fucking complicated. You look at NASCAR, we make fucking left turns and go fast. You look at Formula One, you have to worry about 17 types of tires, different helmets. If you weigh 167 kilos, then you're way too fat. I don't know what a kilo is either.
All right.
Look that up. What's the trend? What's the?
Proliferación.
Oh, whoa! Say that.
Pol-
Again.
Proliferación.
Prolificación.
So,
There's your Spanish.
so what do you think about the proliferation of the like alien sightings lately? What do you think about that? What
Say-
do you think it is?
I think aliens have always been there. So, I feel,
Well, if
no,
they're
you asked me a question, goddammit. You let me finish.
Here.
You sat back and you shut your whore mouth.
So push it back.
They have been here this whole time, but now social media and access to each other is so much better. So you're seeing a lot more. But I also think the government's like, and not like the American government. I'm talking about the big government. You know, like the George Soroses that actually rule the whole world, like the Knights Templar of 2025.
George Soros and who?
Oh,
Or is it? Excuse me.
I'm gonna say Israel.
Excuse me. I'd like to rephrase that question. George Soros and whom?
See, I'm gonna say it has to be someone because look at all the wars. Look at all the wars. I am a healthy, good-looking, very fun, and I love my life man. So when I die in a car accident and they say it's suicide, it was not. I have to think it's some of the big oil heads and like Israel, stuff like that. Because anybody that, if you look at any world government, Israel kind of has them in their pocket. Everybody says Chinese owns everybody. But really, the people in charge is who has the biggest gun. And what's the biggest gun in 2025? Oil and gas. It rules the whole fucking world. George Soros, I think, he's a lapdog to some of these guys. That's a big fucking lapdog, but he's a lapdog to some of these guys.
I hope George doesn't hear this because I don't know him. But he'd probably take offense to that.
Yeah, because I'm right. He's going to say, oh, shit, they know about daddy.
So you in your opinion, which we're calling these opinions, right?
Facts, opinions, whatever you want to call them.
So
Proliferation.
proliferation, the rapid increase of numbers. So in your view,
Okay, I'll take that.
you think that at this moment in time, so you think it changes who's in charge?
I don't think it technically ever changes. I think it's handed off. So, it's not like it goes from oil and gas to,
Right.
oh, Elon, you have it now. You
Right,
took
right,
over.
Right.
I think it's more of a, hey, we're going to this, and the big people of the world transfer over into
So they kind of choose their successors.
choose their successors, or if they're young enough, their kids start businesses that just so happen to grow into the next big thing.
So
Knights Templar,
do
the Freemasons.
So do you think that?
Let me shake your hand and get a job because that's what we do.
So you think that right now that Elon's running the world?
No, Elon's an alien. He's a lizard
Oh,
people.
he is an alien. Okay. So you think it's like George Soros and Bill Gates right now?
I wouldn't say Bill Gates even. I truly don't think there is American I don't think there's American big enough to run it.
So you think it's Europeans?
I think it's Israelites. Jean d'Arc.
Okay. You know, and I have seen that.
And it might not be Israel. It might be like Syria, stuff like that. But I think it's those big Egypt, Israel,
Dubai.
Oh yeah, Saudi.
See what I'm
Arabia.
saying? Saudi.
We're gonna get assassinated. We're gonna get it. I was hoping you were gonna say it was like, you know,
I just want y'all to know
Kleptocon or
I'm a
something,
huge,
you know, like-
huge fan of Saudi Arabia.
like an eight-legged, wizard from the planet.
If y'all need another lap dog, I would love to do it. I'm actually real cuddly, and I have a lot of back hair. You can sit there and pet me all you want. I'm cool.
I mean, so at this point, I hope this podcast, this specific episode, does not blow up. Where Dusty just blamed Israel and
Hey.
Dubai. Oh, and Dubai is in.
Y'all are the two who are going to commit suicide. Everybody, I already made my
Whoa!
point.
Whoa!
I already made my point
Hey,
that I am a
whoa.
healthy, happy person.
I read a statement from my lawyer, so they can't suicide me. I came prepared because I knew Dusty was going to say
Damn it.
something crazy.
We may actually have to edit a little bit
Why?
just to bleep the
Suicide word?
yeah.
Oh, I said it again. Fuck.
That's okay. That's okay. I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, that might actually
And I said unalive yourself earlier.
that one
you
might
did.
actually work.
Yeah, that
The
one
s-
does work.
The S word may
and
not work.
And I know it does work because I'm an expert of social media. I have one post that has 800 likes.
He proliferated his knowledge in
I did.
college.
I did. I should have sent that to y'all, my one TikTok post, and y'all could put that up for the people. They would have loved it.
I'm sure we can pull it up.
Oh, I could still send it around. I'll do it under the table so we can not casual
I don't
about
have
it.
TikTok.
Oh.
I'd have to log into somebody else's
about
on
to
the
say-
fly.
Don't y'all put these videos on?
I
I'm
do.
about to say I've seen them
You
on
know,
TikTok.
Landon's the worst partner in the world when it comes to social media. So I'm like, Landon, go ahead and share this and stuff. He's like, I don't have social media. I can't help out. And then he says, I have Facebook. And I say, cool, dude. So he said, I'm going to share it. Then I talked to him 2 or 3 days later, and he says, I ain't never sharing another thing. No one fucking liked it. No one commented on it. This is fucking bullshit. And I was like, let me see it. Pulls it up. He shared it to him fucking self, where no one else could see it. No
Only
one,
me.
no one else.
Only me.
He has it on his private to himself. I was like, yeah, if you don't like it yourself, ain't nobody gonna like it, bro. Like, what the fuck?
So, Landon, do you have any opinions on the Israelis and the Middle East as Dusty, as far
Oh,
as
they're good people.
as far as
They're good
how
people.
they are running the world, and are they affecting us? And they know the aliens, or
I don't think they have anything to do with the aliens. I think they actually control the economy and the government itself. The aliens are actually, when it circle back to the alien thing.
Yeah, we
I
don't
think-
need to.
yeah,
I think they've
because that
always.
was the original question.
You asked me about the fucking.
Aliens.
You asked me about the
Middle
world.
East.
You did. You asked me about who runs the world. Girls run the world. Girl. Isn't that a song? Hell yeah, Lawrence. I'm
Yeah,
glad
she
you're
was-
there,
she was
Lawrence.
vibing
So
over there.
okay, so
Aliens have always been here.
Yeah, bring us
Social
back.
media is a lot more prevalent now, so you're getting to see a lot more posts, see a lot more people seeing it, stuff like that. But I also think there's a little zest from the economy in the world as we see it, knowing that
So-
oh shit, we're fucked. People know about aliens, so they're starting to let a little bit more out. Good old Donnie, my boy Donnie, I love you. Me and him go way back. Donnie's a good man. Mr. Trump. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought
Yeah.
you had somebody named
My brother Donnie.
Okay.
But he said, I'm just going to start letting this shit out and fuck the world.
yeah.
So I think it's getting a lot more prevalent, but they're trying to. Have you ever heard the theory of if there's going to be a big war and like they're planning it like in the government size? A movie comes out about 5 to 10 years before the war happens that talks about the exact same thing.
No.
Well, it
I have never
conditions-
heard that.
Well, there's a theory on it, but it conditions its citizens into watching it, and they can actually look and see how people react to the movie on how they're going to react to the actual happening.
So are you talking about Deadpool?
More of like
Is
more,
that the movie?
more of like Avengers Endgame.
Oh. Well, I did see the last 42 minutes of Avengers Endgame, and that's all. So
Oh yeah,
I know how it
Why didn't you
ends.
see the first 42 minutes?
Don't look at me. I think I just walked into the room and
Lauren said I was asleep.
no, I don't even remember. I just remember it being on. Somebody was watching it, and I just watched the last, and it was whenever Thanos was like, and then nothing happened.
And then nothing happened. Motherfucking he snapped.
And he was like, son of a bitch.
All right, Landon. Landon, your turn.
Yeah, so
What's your theory?
about this specifically about the increase in alien sightings over what feels like the last
5 years.
5 years, yeah.
Well, to me, it's cell phones. Point blank. There's more people that have cameras, all that shit. I honestly don't know how much I believe that shit though. Just in general, I don't know. I can't tell
What a
you.
loser, am I
Yeah.
right?
No, it's. I'm gonna guess that
so
the U.S. government
Yeah.
has planes and a lot more capabilities than what we've been led on to believe, and
So-
so I think that's what we're
So
seeing.
it's like a theory.
So do you
that,
not
oh, sorry.
believe in aliens at all?
I would lean no.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't. There's been nothing to lean me that direction.
All right, Bradley, I'll let you take it away.
No, I don't have any evidence either that would lean me in the direction that if that was the proof,
Now,
if that was the only way to.
I will say, I'm not saying that I don't believe there's a planet that has other life forms or whatever on
At
it.
all.
I believe that there is.
Oh,
There's
okay.
probably a ton of them.
Yeah, like or like the moon around.
Yeah, I
Jupiter,
think a lot. I don't think they've got the technology to come fly
Look
over
that
here,
up.
do all this stupid
So,
shit.
well,
I think
there-
our government's doing
But
it.
there
So-
is a lot more planets that are older than our planet. And if there's been people on there since day one, why wouldn't they have more technology than what we have already?
Well, I'm sure they do. But do you realize how far those planets are?
Do you realize how fast technology grows?
Oh yeah, but you're still not beating.
I mean, shit, we live
You're
in a
not beating light years.
But we live in a
There's
simulation
70
already.
million light years. Some shit. So if we could see their planet from right now, we're looking 70.
How do you know they don't go 70 million
years
light years in an
in
hour?
the past? That's
That's crazy.
crazy.
You don't know.
That's crazy.
You don't know.
That's crazy.
Europeans
So-
use kilometers.
So I've always had a question, and I think I might have, when my dad and I would talk about this kind of stuff when we were younger, because we would talk about stuff like that, like in
Yeah.
the car and stuff. So
'Cause you and your dad
what-
grew up together.
Yeah, we did. We both went to high school together, and we both walked uphill both ways in the snow
With
It's
a boner
crazy.
to get a
Yeah.
condom?
Was that before?
We did not do that.
Was
No,
that
we did
before or after the Nobel Prize?
not. It was slightly after when I was born in 1943. Actually, the year after I went. So I've always had this thought, and I won't call them theories because, I don't know. I don't even remember what the definition of a theory is.
Well, it's kind of like proliferation.
And I guess we're the world
Word of the
experts
day.
to be talking about this when I can't tell you what the definition. Can you look that up? Just what the definition?
Jamie, pull up
Yeah.
definition of a theory.
Because I always feel like the definition of a theory is different than what you would think it is.
that is not how you spell theroid.
Hey, you know what? You don't have to
Okay.
worry about that shit. It does
Okay,
it on
back
its
to
own.
hunting. Have you ever shot anything in the face before?
All right, now you're gonna have to look up what the definition of
Hold on, all right.
suppositions is.
Okay, so basically, this is a theory is just our idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our idea based off some facts that we don't have. So
Evidence.
this isn't a scientific theory. So I've always had this idea. What if we are the most advanced? What if, kind of like
Yeah.
what you're saying, like all these light, everything's so far away.
God,
And,
this universe sucks if that's the case.
and maybe it's just by happenstance that it's us, right?
It's a nice word.
just a. Look it up. Does happenstance mean anything?
What is
What
a
I thought it. What I just thought it meant.
Oh,
So I've always had this thought, like, what if it, because like I've never. Okay, so one time.
it's a noun in North America.
Thank you. And that is a noun, and I learned that today.
No definition, but it
And
puts
I-
it in a sentence
And
for you.
and shout out to Ms. Dow for teaching me what a noun was, even though I don't remember.
Okay,
So-
you were right there with the use of happenstance.
Yeah, so I used it correctly. Thank you very much. So I can talk about science now. So I've always had that like thought, right? Because only one time in my life have I ever thought that I saw something like
Yeah.
I think it,
There's a ghost.
a spacecraft or not even a spacecraft, but it was probably a shooting star. So, but and I was also inebriated, so I thought but it was just weird because it was a bright light. It seemed like it was hovering and then just moved across.
No, that was the other cars on the interstate.
So I've always, wondered what if it was something, right? What if it was something?
Yeah.
But what do you think they're thinking? If they're looking at us right now, if someone from another planet that is advanced enough to travel to us, because even if you were just coming from freaking Pluto, it would take you a hot minute to get here, right? You'd have to have some pretty advanced technology to get here within a certain amount of time and be able to get back and because we couldn't fly a human to Pluto. I don't
No.
believe. Look that up.
But how do
I
you?
don't believe that we could fly to Pluto at the moment, right?
No.
So you would have to be fairly advanced just to come from Pluto to Earth, right? And go back to your home, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your
In
theor-
theory.
I mean,
in theory.
yeah, I mean, more advanced than we are right now, right?
Yeah.
So what the hell are they thinking when they see us down here? When they see us in, like,
Livestock.
yeah, right, like we're about to, Russia and Ukraine are blowing each other up. We're always blowing somebody. Who are we blowing up now?
That hadn't happened.
It would
since
take
The
college.
Houthis?
it would take 9
The
to
Houthis?
12 years to travel to Pluto and
with
back.
our technology.
Yeah, and you know how much food and water you would have to give me to go 9 to 12 years alone?
But who's saying that their technology isn't greater?
No,
9 to
I
12
know,
years
I'm
for
saying-
us could be 9 to 12 minutes for them.
Right, so I'm
It could
saying,
be a trip
but
to
that's-
Mineral Wells Walmart.
Yeah, so that's kind of my point.
I'm gonna throw y'all
They
for a
came-
loop.
They came to Weatherford and they bitched about us. Like they made me, Earth made me go through self checkout. Like them sons of bitches.
I'm gonna throw y'all for a loop. I think we live in a simulation.
I do too.
Okay.
100% simulation. Look at video games from 1990 to today. They are getting so advanced. VR in the next 10 years will be almost indistinguishable from actual reality.
Bro, we controlled Sims back in 1998.
Yeah, but just think about that.
That was a whole ass
We
race.
controlled Sims. So what happens in Sims whenever they feel like actual reality? They start making video games. They end up making a Sims. So here in 100 years, you can basically take a handful of darts, throw it at a board full of balloons, and the chances of it hitting base reality is like 1 in a billion.
Yep. I agree.
100%.
And that's where I
simulation.
sit with all of this.
So do you think the Sims were like
I think they were Chinese.
conscious?
Have you ever listened to
No,
them
I
talk?
know, but do you think they were? Do you think they were in a way they were like conscious?
I mean, they
Is
did
that
some
what
crazy
we're trying
shit
to
back in the
say?
day.
I think
I mean, they were
Sims-
like having babies and having families. Like if you played the Sim, like where you were the person, and like I played Sim City. When
I
was-
think if the simulation's anything is like Sims, it is for them. It's basically like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm hungry. It pops up
So
above my
who
head.
the fuck is playing me?
He's not good.
alien
He's not
is
a gamer.
up there playing
He's not
me?
a gamer.
I got Landon over here fucking playing me, right? Like some guy who's probably like, I'd rather hunt space monkeys or turkeys. Sorry, space turkeys, and play these dumbass simulated. Oh, this stupid ass universe everybody's playing in.
Well, explain to me on that. This is where it comes back to a simulation. It's a little far fetched, but I've thought about it. Like somebody like me, I sleep like 3 to 4 hours a night. Like I don't know why. That's all I sleep. So my dude's a gamer. That motherfucker wants to
He's
play.
like, wake up.
But those people that fucking sleep 14, 15, 16 hours, they're fucking lazy as shit. They don't do a goddamn thing all day. Those are the motherfuckers hunting space monkeys or space turkeys, and they're logged out. So we're just fucking laying around doing shit.
My gamer and Lauren's gamer.
They're perverted.
Well, they must be sleeping a lot. Because I love to sleep. That's my favorite pastime. I mean, I can't nap, but like bed, like if I go to sleep, wake me when September ends. You know?
Wake me up.
Because once I go to sleep, I will stay asleep. Like I don't know what it is, but maybe it's like a defense mechanism or some point or something. I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna go ask a therapist. That costs too much money. We can just theorize.
Yeah.
Because we know what proliferation means
And happenstance.
and happenstance, and we know how long it takes to get to Pluto. So with our current technology.
Yeah.
So back to the alien thing. So
And gamers.
and gamers, right? So you think our aliens are gamers?
I don't think it's aliens technically.
But the simulation.
I
He
think
thinks
at
it's
some-
George Soros.
So you think so?
I think at some point there is no. Hear me out. I don't think it's George Soros itself in this.
So do you think like Elon and Bill Gates and George Soros and Trump and whoever else?
Trump's definitely part of the simulation.
right. They're all the
They're the pay to play players.
right. Like they're the servers.
Yeah.
They're the servers.
No, they're pay to play.
Like, but they're
I
like
do think there's people like Elon, and I'm not saying Elon is, but people like that. I do think there are people that are hardwired into the server.
So, do you really? You think Elon's an alien?
Elon is more advanced than we are.
And so, if Elon's an alien,
I've seen the motherfucker buffer before.
right? I don't know. I have seen those videos because you like somebody asked me, and maybe, but it could be all an act.
There's 100% latency.
But I don't. If he was that good of an actor, go be Brad Pitt. You know, like, what's the difference between $100 million and $30 billion? You can do whatever the fuck you want, right?
I agree.
No. I don't. Yeah, right. Like if he, maybe.
But that's so he could fly under the radar.
I'm not gonna lie. He does look like one of those dude. He does look like that on the opening scene of Men in Black when Will Smith is chasing that one alien that's running through the field. And he's like,
like, have you seen that dude with his shirt off?
No offense.
Tell me he don't have an alien inside of his chest.
And no offense to Elon, I don't know if what he's doing is working or not, but I know it's happening. So because people say it. No, please don't.
Look at that. There's an alien in his fucking chest, brother.
Shit.
There is an alien. Go to the one to the right. Right there. There is a cage in there. That is an alien.
It has a large rib cavity or whatever you would call that. A rib area. Areola?
Yeah.
Areola? Is there areola? No, is that
I think you might have got wrong on that one.
Areolas are areola means.
I can tell you the definition of that.
I know. I've seen a girl.
He has a child. He's seen it once.
My eyes are closed.
Well, technically
out of
twice because there are
respect.
two of them.
Legally only one.
I forget, Landon. He's
So-
married to your sister. I apologize. That's kind of fucked
I
up.
also apologize. So I did see a video.
Areola.
I did. Yeah,
Sorry,
I did.
go ahead.
I had to pay for it, but I saw it. But I did see a TikTok that was talking about how they put up the new telescope, the James Webb telescope, to replace the Hubble telescope, and don't get me quoted on any of this shit. But
If you say it on the internet, it's factual.
Yeah, so I saw
know.
something about how it may have somehow discovered that we are in a black hole.
I did hear that. I don't know. I didn't look into it.
We're in a black hole. So what the F does that mean?
Well, I kind of
Can we get Neil deGrasse Tyson on here next week to
You know what?
explain to us? I wish that he would, because like he'll go and like talk to people who are established
Y'all give me just a minute.
and who have podcasts, and and they're like,
Yeah.
I am going
I
to
don't know.
call
Neil deGrasse
my
Tyson.
buddy Garrett Stout.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna call Neil deGrasse Tyson and ask him if we're in a black
You
hole.
ready, Landon?
All right.
I'm pulling a Burt Crasher right
We
now.
should have Bluetoothed you in. That would have been cool.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Also, Houston beat Duke. Right?
Y'all got to remember, I don't
Houston
have
won?
Yeah,
friends.
Houston beat Duke, so that's a pretty big upset. I think maybe it's not. But I thought,
I mean, wasn't everybody number ones?
yeah, Houston beat Duke 70 to 67.
Is not available. At the tone, please
Sorry, Dusty's trying to pay his credit card bill right now. You'll have to excuse us.
Garrett, I just wanted you to know that you were going to be live with Dropped Outdoors podcast talking about black holes and other holes. But I really need you to call me back because
About the specific hole.
the specific of a black
That's
hole.
black.
But we are really trying to figure out the black holes and could Earth really be in a black hole?
And our numbers are proliferating. So,
He ain't gonna have any idea what the hell I just said.
if we're, I don't know. At what point does it not matter anymore?
Death.
What it is that we're in, or if we're in a black, what does it change anything if somehow we were to find out for certain that we are in a black hole?
I don't think it changes for me.
But us and the whole universe, but that's so mind-boggling, right?
Yeah, no, that would be crazy if
that-
that was the case.
That you're in a black hole and all these other planets and all these other universes, we're all in a effing black. But there's like black holes inside our black hole.
That could be the case.
This is sounding real dirty. Right
That's,
now.
I don't know. But that doesn't explain why. So
No,
why are we? So I with why there would be more cell phone footage would explain why there would be more sightings. I
Yeah.
guess you
So
would say.
social media doesn't make sense, but cell phones does. They're posting the shit on social media. That's why you're getting
No.
more views and access to it.
Yeah, no, yeah. So, but why would they not hide?
Why do they have to hide if they're more advanced than we are? They don't give two fucks.
Then why don't they just come down here?
All they got to do is sneeze and blow our wieners off.
They're- Yeah, why don't
No,
they?
time out. That's one. Bradley?
I don't. Is this Garrett?
Yep.
Asking about the black holes.
Hey, Garrett. I ain't going to be able to hear him if he's Bluetooth.
Hang
Hold
on,
on, Garrett.
hang on.
Hold
We're gonna put him in.
We're trying to put you into the podcast. We don't have as good of a Jamie as Joe Rogan does.
Hey, you know what? I've never done this one before, so to do it on the fly is pretty good.
Is it even going to be possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna move that.
No, we're not good. I can't hear Garrett.
Not yet.
I
Hang
love
on.
his
Hang
voice.
on. Hang on. Hang on.
It's such. I sometimes call Garrett so
Hi,
he can talk me to
Garrett.
sleep.
We're here talking about black holes, and we just need you to fill one for us.
That's gonna be edited out.
Oh.
There won't be. You'll hear it. That's why we need a Patreon or an OnlyFans.
Well, and I don't know how. I mean, this
All
is-
right, try it.
Garrett, can you hear me? I can't hear him.
I can't either. Work.
Garrett, keep talking.
He
Just
probably thinks he's being scammed right now.
keep
I
singing.
would have hung up. Let's call Kevin and see what he's doing.
All right. I guess
No,
just
hell
pull him
no.
off and try it.
It's 11.
All right, Garrett, can
We'll
you
try
hear me?
this later.
All right. So you're like my expert on black holes. You know shit about that.
Tell him he's live.
And you're live on the podcast, by the way. So there is who is it? James Webb Space Telescope revealing a rapid fire light show from the Milky Way central
No,
supermassive.
don't read that. That's
Don't
not
read
what
that.
we're.
So basically, what it's saying is we are in a black hole right now. Is that possible?
No,
Why is it not possible in your thoughts?
we would be dead.
That's a valid point.
Don't explain any more than that. Please don't elaborate.
No, like not.
If we were in a black hole, we'd be past the event horizon. Therefore, the gravitational pull on us we'd be spaghetti.
Okay. So there's no way that us and all the other planets are in a black hole in your thoughts.
No,
Okay.
because I mean we can observe black holes. So whether they're black holes within another black hole,
That's the
Like,
theory.
that's fucking
That's the
stupid.
one. That's the girl right there. That's the one I
what,
saw.
What theory? Who came up with that theory?
Nah,
A random chick on TikTok.
Oh,
it
I
looks
think
like.
it was. I think it was.
Yeah. If it's a chick on TikTok.
A chick on a TikTok.
Fucking
Can we watch
stupid.
it?
I don't know. If we
All
can
right.
or
I
not.
just wanted to get your
Did
thoughts on it
NASA's
on
James
black
Webb
holes and
telescope
everything.
Discover that our universe
I mean,
might exist
nothing's
inside of a black hole?
impossible, but
Like, kind
that's pretty impossible.
That's the closest thing
I
to
hope
impossible
it is
you would put it as.
impossible.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you. I just knew that we've talked about this shit before around the campfire, and I was like, I'm going to call Garrett because he'll tell me yes or no, and I believe him. So don't have too much fun.
I also agree with you, Garrett, because I think that's
I was
crazy.
asleep.
Oh, well, I'm glad you woke up to give me a call. You're
Yeah,
you're a
well,
good man.
I heard it ringing and then I saw a voicemail. I was like, better call back.
Dusty's in jail.
You did you listen to the voicemail?
Like halfway as I woke up.
He said Dusty's high.
He said Dusty called, said black holes. I'm definitely calling him back.
No, Dusty, you can't go to a black hole.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
Have fun.
Bye.
All
So
right,
yeah,
I'll
I think this is literally the one I saw.
Kinda, but emphasis on the might. JWST took images of deep
She's no
space.
Nancy Pelosi, but
these
she's
are
all right.
all galaxies, and they're extremely far away and extremely old, forming in the early universe.
That's
Researchers at Kansas State University started categorizing how those galaxies were spinning, and they found something startling. They found that 2/3 of these galaxies were spinning in a clockwise rotation, and only 1/3 were spinning counterclockwise. That's weird. You would think it would be a pretty even 50-50 split if the conditions were like normal. So the fact that they're not indicates that maybe the conditions weren't normal. There are a bunch of possibilities. One of those possibilities is that the early universe itself was spinning, and so the galaxies just started spinning the same way. One of the ways that could happen is if our universe formed inside of a black hole, which is terrifying to think about because that might mean that we would be inside an even larger universe. This would mean that we would have to rethink a lot of what we thought we knew about the universe, but it is not the only option. This study only looked at 263 galaxies out of billions, so these numbers, they could change. And the researchers think that the rotation of our galaxy might play a role because the Milky Way is in the more rare group of galaxies that's rotating counterclockwise. Researchers say that they expect light coming from galaxies that are rotating opposite
Why is
of
our
Earth's
galaxy
rotation
named
to
after
be
a
brighter,
candy
so
bar?
maybe we just have an easier time seeing galaxies that are rotating clockwise.
That's how
Either way,
Bradley
this
won
is
his
a really cool
Nobel Prize.
observation that I think a lot more people are going to be looking at in the future, and hopefully we can get some answers. Because right now, the answer is we don't know.
Oh, that was so. Man, she told me everything I needed to know. We don't know.
Well, I agree with NASA. I also don't know, and I've done very limited study, so
All right, Landon.
we're on the same page.
Since you're on your Jamie kick,
Yeah.
look up. Did NASA explore the ocean?
Oh yeah, from last week.
All right, Bradley. Let me ask you this. 70% of the world's covered in water, correct? Give or take. We've only explored
yes.
10% of the ocean.
Yes, I in my expert opinion.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I heard that NASA started doing deep sea research and then they quit.
That's crazy.
So if we're going to outer space and spending trillions on outer space exploration, why would we only cover 10% of the greatest mass in the world?
Well, my first guess,
Aliens.
my first guess for why, if you started studying the ocean, and then you were like, nah, space, right? Boring. Is the ocean boring?
See, I don't think so.
Well, no, but that is just as likely, I think. I'm trying to say this like I know something. But I would think that it's just as likely that the ocean is boring as, because, once you get past a certain depth, there's not a lot of life. We do know that.
How do you know that, though?
Well,
no one knows because we don't explore it.
No, well,
We need fucking
seen
Dora.
I have seen YouTube videos where they went into some crazy or some crazy canyon at the bottom of the ocean, and they were like so deep they had to send a robot submarine, right? And there was some weird shit down there. Like, there's no doubt about it. There was some weird stuff down there. But they saw it, and maybe it's not.
I think they started exploring. They went deeper than what they let us know because the government lies to us every fucking
Well,
day.
how deep is the Earth? At some point, because you can dig to China.
Damn, I really wanted to make a your mom joke with them, but I'm not going to.
Well, not as deep as your mom.
But I think they went in there. They started exploring. They saw some shit that terrified them. They didn't want to see, and they're like, "Fuck this!
Well,
I'm going
I
down to
bet they
space."
saw some shit that terrified them. They were at the bottom of the fucking ocean.
They probably weren't even at the bottom, though. That's the thing.
Well, then, yeah. If you're not at the bottom and the shit you're seeing is already scary enough, go the other way.
So what? Why would you not just keep going?
Why would you keep
That's
going?
the point of research, so we know.
Know what?
What we don't know right now.
Valid. If you're right, then yeah, NASA's a bunch of fucking pussies.
Cowards.
But
I'm not going. Let's get straight. I'm not going in a submarine.
Yeah, I'd rather go to space, to be honest with you. I'd rather,
What are we looking
And
up,
then-
Landon? What do we got?
So the Mariana Trench is about 36,000 feet down,
Yep.
and what is it? Mount Everest is only 29,000 foot up.
And I wouldn't go to the top of Mount
So-
Everest.
So where on this does the Mariana Trench tell me that if NASA just started doing research?
Oh, I already had that up. You should have read.
I think we just read about that.
I did not. I asked Landon to read it.
Oh.
Well, I wasn't gonna read it.
Oh yeah.
What did it say?
Read out loud for the
I mean,
class,
it
please.
basically just said that was fake.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Fact check.
From Reuters. Who the hell?
So they
is
did
Reuters?
not abruptly stop deep sea
Yeah.
research. So they did research
They,
it.
they,
That's what I'm saying. So
They
maybe
just slightly pulled back over the years. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe they were like, this shit is boring as hell. There's just some weird squid with like 3 heads and like a four-legged octopus.
So let's go discover a black sky and just stay there and see nothing.
I mean, I think they're seeing stuff.
Hey, bro, a
I
bitch
mean-
with 3 heads would be cool.
I mean, they just told
And by
us.
bitch, I mean octopus.
They just told us. So they just told us that they looked at what 200 and something 65 universes, and I
galaxies.
know or galaxies, right?
By looking through a telescope.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
265 galaxies.
I look through a
may
telescope
not-
every time I hunt deer.
Yeah, but that might not seem. You ever seen 265 deer when you look through your telescope? That's a lot of galaxies.
That's a
I
lot
don't
of
give
deer.
a shit. I know there's. I mean, I guess it depends on if you think it's a simulation. Then somebody has spent a lot of time on the detail. A lot of time. This is like.
How many times have
This
you
is
played
like.
Apex
This is like
or
Red.
Assassin's Creed?
This is like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto. What is the last one? 4. Had
No, that's like
5.
fucking Grand Theft Auto 17 at this point.
What are you on? What are you watching? You don't act like
5.
you don't know. She's
5.
watching. Yeah, so it's like Red Dead 2.
Lauren's acting like she's not a gamer.
Yeah,
She's like it's fine
no, she just watches Grand Theft Auto on Twitch for some weird reason.
because she's a hood rat.
Yeah, so if this is just a sprawling simulation,
Lauren, can you come over here so everybody can see our editor? Just one time, just put your face on the screen and give them a little wave. This is our editor. All of y'all, hey! So just know, every time y'all comment on TikTok videos and on YouTube, she's the one you're talking to. Comment away. Hey, that's the name of the game right there. I know how to mark it.
that's right.
Oh,
So
Sorry, Brad. That is
So-
Bradley's wife, by the way.
So, do you think there's any possibility that it's not a simulation and that maybe things are kind of just what they say they are? Like, there's a lot of planets out there and there's no way we can ever get to them, really? Like,
Yes, but I hope it's not.
Yeah. So, do you think most of conspiracy theories are just the hope that the truth is not
Well, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
this.
the truth?
I'm gonna say.
right? I mean, I know
that's all a conspiracy
obviously-
is.
I'm gonna say this. Landon, get ready for burn, burn, burn. And this might have to be edited out, but it's kind of like religion.
Uh-oh.
Burn, 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 burn. I mean, religion's put there for hope. Why is there 4 billion different fucking religions?
They all kind of sound the same.
They all sound the same.
So I think we can establish that.
So I think it's one of those things. It's a hope thing. It's going to be really boring if none of it's true.
So
So we're just here. We're here for a set time, the inevitable marching of time that leads us all to our imminent demise, basically.
well, so like Elon says that we have like, fuck, I hate that I have to fucking try to remember anything anybody said, but umpteen million years until the sun burns out, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then we have less time than that until we're gone. Because the sun burning out in the theory of like scientists, it's going to expand, and it would expand to the point where it like envelop the earth. We
Yeah.
would be like, our area of the space would be inside the sun,
Yeah.
right? So we just think that, oh, okay, so 5 billion years, so we'll be good. Actually, who gives a fuck? I don't plan on doing shit in 5 billion. So, like, is that a crazy thought that, like, so I don't know how long it would be until we would be gone. So let's say 2 billion years, and I'm literally guessing because I have no clue.
Yeah.
Does it matter then at that point if that is the truth?
For the hope of the fact that I'm just put here to die, kind of would suck.
Well, and I wouldn't say that.
So I'm going to exist to not exist.
But I
can produce more oil for George Soros.
But that's just our sign. That's not every sign. That's just our sign. So is the point of life?
What is the point of life then?
Is there? Is there?
There's not.
There?
That's why I keep.
That's why you got to
So
enjoy it.
is that why we have such a pushback in our in our society, and it's not just now, it's always been, they killed fucking Leonardo da Vinci, right?
Yeah.
He was like, hey, he was like, yo, we could fly in planes, and they were like, nah.
we don't do that.
No, that's not gonna fly, dude. And they fucking killed him, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was Da Vinci. I don't know how accurate you are trying to be, but
Isn't Da Vinci a painter?
I think it was, right? I think it was.
I think it was Helen Keller.
So is that why we have such a
He flew a plane.
is that why we have such a pushback against science? Is because we just literally don't want it to be true, because then that means that if we don't get out, not even off the planet, out the damn solar system,
we gotta get
at some point,
we're all gone.
Then we're all any trace of us is gone.
See, the bad thing about science, though, is I feel like there's such a pushback on science is because it undermines everything they want you to have hope in.
Explain.
I mean, think about science and religion. Religion gives you hope.
It does.
Science disproves 90% of religion.
Yeah.
So I think there's a big pushback on science itself because, one, it's not popular norm. 2, it's new. Everybody hates new. And 3, it kind of takes away from the hope.
It takes away from the hope, but it gives
But
you.
wouldn't it give you
adventure
hope eventually?
Yeah.
No, because my hope is not for me to be dead. If I'm fucking immortal, my hope's not for me just to live and die in 2 billion years.
Hey, well, I mean, they're talking about science where we could live forever. Like they're talking.
See, that would be hope for everybody else to
Would
get to
you
listen to me for their.
Would you want to live forever? Would you want if you could stay like if you could freeze yourself in the current state that you're in, like let's say of aging, right? If you could freeze yourself here, obviously you can get in better shape, in worse shape. But if they could give you that magic pill that we've all been like, oh, that's gonna, ever since we were kids, hell, I thought we'd be in flying cars right now, right? And I work in the oil field, and that would be devastating to my career, but hopefully I can find another one. Learn to code, right? And, but if you could live, forever. Forever, would you do it?
My thing's
would you
presentation.
want to do it?
Are they going to give me a blue pill, red pill option? Or are they just going to tell me you can live and die, or you can just live the rest forever?
Right. Like red pill is you live. Wait, which one was it? Which one sent you?
I think you take the blue pill to fucking go into the matrix.
Okay,
stay in the matrix.
So
right?
red pill, you just live a normal life.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you would, like we all are probably going to.
And you don't know the difference. You don't know you can live forever.
And blue pill, you live forever.
See,
but
if I didn't know the difference, I'm taking red pill.
Which one is that?
The die normal
is that
life.
The live one forever?
No, the red pill is
I'm taking the live forever one every time. I don't care. If you tell me I can live forever, I can die. I just want to see what's gonna happen. Like I have just like a general curiosity for what it's gonna be like 500 years from now if we're still gonna be.
Oh yeah, no.
If we don't get nuked off our own planet.
I hope that happens for you. So in 490 years, you're gonna look back and be like, "Damn,
God, I wish
Dusty
I was fucking dead."
Dusty was so right about simulations.
Well, the good thing is if they were like, hey, red pill, you just die normal at like 80 and blue pill, you can live forever. Well, there's a solution for the blue pill.
Viagra. No, okay.
Don't do that.
I'm just
Don't
saying.
do that.
I didn't say it. I'm just saying. There's a solution for
He
the
was
blue.
pointing at the deer. He's talking about hunting. He can hunt the rest of his life.
I hunt myself.
You can't say that.
I didn't say anything. I'm not a good hunter. I'd probably miss. I survived 3 assassination attempts all my life from myself. I didn't. I'm joking. That was terrible.
I shouldn't have said that. My bad.
I'm just saying that would be my justification for taking the blue pill.
I don't know which
I
one.
don't remember
anymore.
which
Taking one of them pills.
I don't remember which one's which at this point. but
Red pill is die. Blue pill live forever.
That's so tempting. That's so tempting to live forever.
See, if I didn't know,
It is so tempting.
if I'm going to take this red pill and I don't know you have the possibility to live forever, I think I'm taking the red pill. I really
So,
do.
There's only
But
one pill at that point.
But that's what I'm saying. You take it, you don't have any idea this conversation ever happened. But if I don't know that, they're like, hey, red pill, you're going to die one day. Blue pill, you're going to live forever. I'm taking the blue pill.
Right. Yeah. Me. Same.
But if it's a red pill, you're going to live your normal, happy life. You're going to have no idea this ever took place. You're going to be completely clueless to the universe, and you're just going to pass away in your sleep one night. Or you can live forever. I'm taking the red pill. I'm dying.
Well, there would be stipulations on the live forever. Like, I don't want to be in hospice.
That's why
120,000 years.
From what I understand, vegetables don't eat vegetables. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to be like at least frozen.
That's cannibalism.
I want to
Warren,
at
pay
least be
attention.
frozen time by like 55, 60. I don't want to be 97 years old for the
Bradley's on his deathbed. They're like, all right, George, here's time to freeze you.
I'm like, you've been saying that for 108,000 years. Dude, stop. I got frozen time too late. Like, if I get past 65 and they haven't invented live forever, I'm out.
You're just going to sign out?
I'm out. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, we can freeze in time right now. And I'm like, no.
I don't think so.
I can't even sign it.
Grab my strong hand.
Strong hand, boss.
Oh, where's the mashed potatoes?
Oh, dude, that sounds delicious right now. I love me some mashed taters. Speaking of mashed taters. All right, Landon. We talked about this a little bit. I'm going to go with what is top 3 best steak restaurants?
Steak restaurants for me. I mean, you got to
Start at number 3 and work up to your favorite.
So we'll go a little bit of like standard that I can go to every day. We do Texas Roadhouse.
Wrong. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I'd take my steak over anybody's any day. So
Dusty should take
I'd
on a
pick my
crazy
own, but-
political reporter. What do you think
No.
about this? Wrong.
no, Texas Roadhouse for like just a basic, pretty good steak.
Okay.
And then you got to look at the Ruth Chris, which is really good. It's over in Fort Worth. What? Ruth Chris. It's a good steakhouse.
Carlton.
And then what is that other one? Trying to remember the name. It's Double Eagle something, but it's
Where's it at?
Fort Worth also.
Oh.
We don't really venture far outside of Fort Worth. Del Frisco's. Del Frisco. It's really good too.
All right, Del Frisco. Okay. Del Frisco would be probably in my top 3, yes. But I'm not going to put it up that high. Number 2. This might be wrong. But I'm honestly going to go with a nice mesquite pit.
Okay.
Mesquite pit is, I mean, it's the one thing I like about them is I can go in there and be like, hey, knock its horn off wipe its ass, slow it on the plate. They'll give me as rare as I fucking want it. I'm talking, I cut
Yeah,
into
you-
that thing and that motherfucker, you know, and I'm like, hell yeah. I
Yeah.
want it still gushing blood out the
Yeah,
arteries.
that's going to be their medium rare.
No,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I like
that was
that shit.
what I was about to say. If you go to Mesquite Pit, whatever you normally get,
Take it up one.
take
No.
it up one. Like I'm a medium rare.
See,
guy.
I go to Mesquite Pit and I ask them for as rare as they can.
Oh yeah, they just
and
bring
there
you
has-
that motherfucker.
There has been times
cold.
where the manager, well, at that time it was Caleb,
Yeah.
came out and be like, hey, how rare do you want this? It's like, as rare as possible. He's like, blue rare, got it. Where I had to get validation from the manager for them to be able to cook it.
You're like, it's just a simulation, dude.
Yeah, like,
All right, just give me my damn steak.
don't even shave its fucking back, bro. I'll shave it myself. Like, give me the fucking steak. But after that, mahoganies.
What is
I've
that?
never
It's
been
in
there,
Tulsa,
but
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Really?
And it is one of those, I got a filet mignon wrapped in bacon, $183.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay for it. I was a really rich bastard in Oklahoma. But you get like sides for the table. Like I got
Oh,
macaroni
yeah.
and cheese like a child, and it was like $38 for a plate
Yeah.
of macaroni and
Yep.
cheese.
That's how
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah.
But God, I tell you what, I could literally like touch with my finger, and the thing would damn near like poke a hole in it.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I'll give you a hot take.
Hot take. Meow, meow, meow,
Yeah, we need
meow.
I don't like bacon on my fillets.
Oh,
I'll give you a hot
I
take.
was go- I was
Landon
about-
don't like girls in regular life.
I will give you
It's a
hot-
simulation, so we're fine.
I'll
That's
give
fair.
you a hot take. I've never had bacon on a steak, and I'm really disappointed in myself. I'll be honest. I didn't know that was a thing.
Can we take him to a steakhouse and
Yes.
get him a filet mignon
Yes.
with a,
Okay. If they would cook the bacon beforehand, whenever you just take the bacon and throw it on the steak, and then you've got soggy fucking bacon.
Let me ask you this. If you cook bacon right here at the house, can you play the fucking drums with it, or do you still like it a little flimsy?
I like it flimsy.
I'm a limp bacon kind of guy.
I do too, but it is not like I need some crisp.
I know.
And there around a steak, there is no crisp whatsoever.
I need that motherfucker to have blue chew before it gets hard. All right, I want it as limp as possible. Maybe that's why I like it on steaks.
Maybe that would make sense. Bradley, chime in,
I
brother.
disagree with all of that about the bacon. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
He
You
wants to
want
play the drums with that
limp
shit.
bacon? Brother, I need that shit crispy.
So you want to have a bacon chip?
A bacon, brother. I just want it.
What about you, Lauren? You want a chip too? Y'all can slice it up and make toothpicks out of the motherfuckers. All I can tell you.
I feel like you saying you want it as a chip is like a backhanded insult.
Well, let me
Definitely
no,
was.
no, no, let me,
It would
let me-
definitely
no,
was.
no,
It's
no.
Purely a
Let me
Like
explain.
you found the most derogatory way
No, I
to
did not.
describe bacon.
Let me explain.
No, if it was on a steak, like if I'm eating a jalapeno popper, no, I don't want a crispy because you can't wrap it.
Well, let me explain myself then. So what I meant to say
Can't even
was
listen to this. I'll be honest.
what
with
I
you.
meant to say was it was meant in the most derogatory manner possibly
I
given
could
to
tell.
you.
I could tell. I could tell.
Landon, do you
Landon's
have
going
to
to
pee?
cook us 2 pieces of bacon right now.
He-
One
no.
limp and one crispy. Thank
Landon
you very
has a
much.
child's bladder, and we went over an hour and a half, so he has to pee again. We have it timed out where Landon's good for an hour and 30 minutes.
We're at an hour. Well, actually, we're at longer than an hour and 37 minutes because we did have that hiccup.
We had
before.
technical difficulties, and we're going to blame it on Lauren because it's her fault.
Yeah, that's called bad juju.
You know, the bad thing about you signing up to like be the editor from now on is that everything on the podcast is blamed on you. Yeah. I've given you so many compliments, Lauren, of you're the real MVP, but now you're just shit upon.
So I think we should keep having this bacon conversation because it's really pissing me off.
Banquet or bacon?
No, bacon.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you
Not,
said.
we're not talking about Coors Light Yellow Bellies. The banquet of
Hey,
beers.
that's all right. Top 3 beers, Brad. Then we can
Beers?
circle back into bacon. Top 3
Beers?
beers.
Okay.
Normal beers. It can be an ultra light or it can be a stout motherfucker.
So if I was to be
18 again.
told that I had to pick one beer,
No, at 3 beers.
No, but but this is for number 1.
Okay, number 1.
Number 1. My number 1 beer would be whiskey.
That's fair. That's all you drink, though.
Yes, because beer makes my tummy hurt.
Can you tell me how you got into, I'm going to drink whiskey the rest of my life?
So I was watching Peaky Blinders. Great. Great show. And they drink a lot of scotch, a lot of Irish whiskey. And I decided that I wanted to drink whiskey, and I was not a liquor drinker before this point. And then I grew to love it, as you would grow to love your own child. Maybe you don't like them for the first
10 years.
Yeah, 2-3 years. And then after a while, you're like, I guess it's not that bad, actually. So, yeah, and now I've discovered that I can have, 2 or 3 glasses of a good bourbon or and my favorite. If we're looking for a sponsor, Dalmore, call me.
Dalmore?
Dalmore.
What was that one more time?
Dalmore.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Call me. I love you and I cherish you, and you are special to me.
So that's the whiskey of choice.
No, that is an Irish, or that is a Scotch. I'm sorry. That is
Scotch of
Scotch.
choice.
Yes.
What year?
It's Scotch whiskey.
So actually on my honeymoon, we were in Santa Fe and we stayed at this super fancy hotel.
You mean to tell me he remembers the honeymoon whatsoever?
Oh yeah, I remember.
That's impressive.
So when it was actually when we were coming back, so I usually drink the 12.
It was when we were coming back.
I usually drink the 12. That's what I usually buy from like the liquor store. But we
Dalmore 12.
So we were at this hotel. It was called the El Dorado Hotel in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I know that Santa Fe, New Mexico doesn't sound like somewhere that you would just go, but that place was kind of cool.
I thought y'all went to Colorado.
We did, but I said on the way back. So if we want to pull that up, the geography from Colorado to Texas, you actually have to go through New Mexico.
No, that's fine. I was sitting here. You were saying like your honeymoon Dalmore in New Mexico, and I was like, I thought you went to Colorado.
But Santa Fe is a pretty freaking cool little. It's not little, but it's not like Fort Worth or Dallas or anything like that. But it's probably, I don't know what the population is, a couple hundred, 300, 400,000. But it's a pretty cool town.
Yeah, so is Chihuahua, but people don't go there on their fucking honeymoons.
What?
Well, I didn't either. I went to Silverton, Colorado. We stopped in Santa Fe on the way home because it's a long drive.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. We didn't even nowhere near.
So anyway, it's Dalmore 12.
Yes, but I did get to try that. It was either the 15 or the 18 they had at the hotel, and it was like $22 a glass.
Okay.
Which that checks out. Sheesh. But yeah, call me.
Bradley, I'll tell you right now, if for some y'all line it up, y'all share, like, comment. If this blows up, I will buy Bradley a case of Dalmore 18.
And I would also like to shout out to Matt, and he helped me on this adventure.
You know what? If this blows up, I will buy a case for Bradley and for Matt.
Yes, and this adventure that my friend Matt took with me and we have done together for, I would say, I've thrown up Black Bush, and all kind of. Lauren remembers that. That was when we first. That was when
Black Bush? What the fuck are you talking about?
It's worse than it sounds. But it's a Scotch, I believe, and it's called Black Bush, right?
I hope so, because we're canceled if it's not.
Type in Black Bush.
Landon, don't search that.
Oh, damn. I wasn't even close. I'm not good at judging
so
population.
200,000 or 300,000 population turns out to be 89,000
I'll
population.
just shut up forever now.
Holy shit.
Can we look up the Santa Fe metro area? Maybe there's at least 100,000 in the.
I like how you put in Black Bush whiskey.
Of course.
Okay, so it's Bushmill, so I'm dumber than you thought. It doesn't say Black Bush at all. I was that drunk. I thought that's what it said. No, it wasn't that one.
I'm just curious.
$649,000? God damn.
You must be paying for like the pure fucking brass hands.
If we split up our purchase in installments, it's only $30,000 a month. Yeah, buy it or shop.
Can we pay that like per year?
Dude, if they gave that to me, I would drink it and they would be like, oh, where's my 649?
Landon, put that in the stream, brother. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
It was up
Sponsor
for
us.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
They'd be like, where's my $649,000 and $999.99? I'd be like, I fucking drank it, dude. They'd be like, oh, repo it. And I'd be like,
You can have
repo
your
it then.
statue back.
Hey, can we leave that up real fast?
Okay.
Can we talk about
That's
how the
incredible.
entire image is like the size of a bottle, but the amount you actually get is like 5 wine glasses worth?
The oldest from 1940?
That was when you were born, Brad. That's when you got your
Brother.
Nobel Prize.
Brother, this is from before D-Day. Holy
when
Wait, did you bottle this, Bradley?
Well, fuck.
Is that why you got the Nobel Prize?
$50,000 for it. I didn't make those hands. I can tell you that right now. I'm not
Those
that-
those kind of look like your hands. You have very masculine hands.
I'm not that artistic, and
I like how you diddied that.
and my friend Jacob knows what I mean by that.
Dude, what is the most expensive bottle of scotch, Landon?
I'll find it.
I'll take it.
That's crazy. We went from Googling how far it was from Earth to Pluto to
No, we went from Googling how far it is from Ethiopia.
It's Macallan.
oh yeah, McAllen's really fucking.
So that's the same one we just looked at, McAllen.
No, this
No,
is
no,
a different
no.
one.
No, I mean the other one was McAllen as
No,
well.
the other one was the Dalmore.
Hit the back button. Oh no, hit the back
Yes.
button.
We'll
Hit the
accept
back
it.
button.
Yeah, give me them cookies.
I'm guaranteed right.
Give me them
Hit the
cookies.
back button.
This one?
That's
Yep.
the same one.
What's that say? McAllen. Suck on my balls,
I
Bradley.
thought- well, we were looking up Dalmore. I didn't know we clicked on McAllen.
He clicked on it because he said, "I'm curious in $700,000."
Well, it's not my
I really didn't
podcast.
even
I
know it was
wasn't
McAllen.
that invested.
Well, y'all should learn how to fucking read. Landon, not you. That's rude. I know you have a problem reading. We discovered that last
Yeah,
podcast.
we already talked about this. I've got a problem.
And I, I'm the piece of shit for bringing that up with you. I apologize. Bradley, learn how to read.
1926. They made that shit during the Great Depression?
and they just kept it. They were like, "Hey, long-term investment."
You know-
so I'm gonna make.
He's
a-
honestly pissed off
You
right
know,
now.
I'll tell you right now. Red pill, blue pill. Blue pill was live forever, right? I'm gonna just go buy a bottle, and I'm just gonna keep it.
Let
for
me
100
ask
buy a
you
bottle.
this.
That's gonna be my plan. That's my retirement plan for the next 5,000 years.
Let me ask you this, Bradley. Ready? Red, blue pill. Ready?
Whichever one makes me live longer.
Blue pill, live forever.
Got it.
Red pill, go back in time to whatever year you want with all the knowledge you have today.
That isn't gonna do anybody a fucking.
But just think about the life you could live.
They're gonna be like, "Hey, you got all this knowledge today during the Revolutionary War. Why don't you go take one of them
No,
fancy guns?" And
I'm
gonna be
talking you
like,
can go back in time and then come
"Y'all
back
should
to
have
where
brought
you're at.
Landon."
Go back to time and then come back to where you're at.
Wow.
But with all the knowledge, you could create Macallan and sell a bottle of scotch for $700,000.
Okay, I didn't think about that. Valid.
You could literally start.
I don't know how to make scotch.
You
No,
could-
you don't have to. You
don't
just
have
go to
to.
their facility
You
and
invest.
go buy a
a
barrel.
Yeah.
Like literally,
You just need
Google
one
could be
barrel.
called
I guess-
Georgial.
So I
Like,
so if I take the $300 now that I have invested in my bank account,
you can literally invest in everything in the world.
Back to-
19.
back to-
19.
back to 1675. I'm
Yeah.
the richest MFer. I could be.
You could literally you could create Georgial.
I could be George Soros.
George.
So which one? Live forever or go back in time for a year and then come back to our normal time with all the knowledge you have now? Just think.
I think, man, I really do think
Georgia's coffee sounds
I-
really good versus Starbucks.
It doesn't sound great.
I'm not sure I want to live in a
I
world
think-
where Bradley can go back in time and then come back.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Do
what
you
the
want
fuck
me to
happens
have-
at that
Do you want
point?
me to have the kind of power that I can go back in time and like?
Me
Because I'm
personally,
gonna like misremember how it went, and I'm gonna be like, I'm helping. And
Me
they're gonna be like,
personally-
you made it worse.
like, there's two scenarios. Because I love you. You're one of my best friends.
Okay.
So I don't feel like you're gonna intentionally do anything to harm me.
Not intentionally.
Exactly.
No.
So
No.
if you come back and I'm fucked off,
Well,
I'm gonna know like it was unintentional.
You are,
But you're also one of those that help out your friends.
You are one of my best friends, and with that being said, I might intentionally
I'm gonna show up with one
do something
testy.
fucked up to you. Like, hey,
He's now your father.
But am I gonna be filthy rich afterwards?
depends on if you got a good lawyer or not.
Oh, I need that lawyer that signed your Walmart receipt earlier.
I'm still upset about that. I do understand why they want us to do the work for ourselves. So like, why? But I mean, come on, what? Come on.
If you have,
I guess it's my fault for not doing curbside delivery, but it's every time you do it, they're like, oh, you got to schedule it like 2 days from now.
well, my thoughts
Like,
are,
I need it now.
my thoughts are, why do you have 27 self checkouts and 6 normal checkouts? Why even have fucking employees? Remove those motherfuckers. Give me all self checkouts. I don't have to get pissed off at anybody.
My thing is, if I do self checkout, so I'm working now at Walmart, give me a discount. Give me an employee discount. If you go through the regular line, you pay regular price. If you check yourself out, and I went and picked all the crap off the shelf myself and remembered what I was, or forgot half of the shit.
You remembered everything you wanted.
Yeah,
You
I
forgot
remember
what
everything
Lauren
I
wanted.
wanted. And then I gotta go check myself out, and you're just gonna make me pay the same price.
And then on top of that, they're gonna stop you at the door to check your fucking receipt.
Yeah, nah.
They didn't do that to you.
They're gonna try their hardest to stop me, but
Yeah,
motherfucker,
no,
I keep marching.
I just walk on.
Fuck.
No disrespect.
This
to
motherfucker has a walker and 3 canes laying up because he ain't catching me, bro.
No disrespect.
Bye.
No disrespect to Mimi and Pop Pop at
Sorry,
the
Felipe.
front door, but bro, if I messed up, and when I was checking out, and I forgot to scan something or whatever, that's on me. I'll take that lump. That's not your problem. Like I'll deal with the man. I'll deal with my boss. When next time I come in, he's like, "Hey man, last time you were in here, you
owe me $2.72.
You forgot to check out that tomato or whatever. You gotta shake me down for it or whatever. Come on, like I can't do it, man. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I just can't. And I don't mean to be a dick to these people or anything, but I already went through this painstaking process of fighting all these people for like the can, and now I got to go check myself out and worry about if I did it right, and I don't know how to push the buttons.
Yeah, and when you're scanning, you got arthritis now, like your fucking wrist hurts.
Yeah, and if I forget to scan something, like
give a brother some leeway. I got you.
I'm not giving you and then you give them the receipt, they're just like, have a nice day. And I'm like, the fuck was the point in that? Like,
we need some Jeff Dunham motherfuckers. Hi, welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to leave, and y'all keep a lot of rules here. I don't like it.
Landon?
Yeah.
Why do you look bored?
I was just waiting for the next topic.
Next topic.
I was listening to Bradley and looking around, and
All right, Bradley, I have a topic for you. I've never seen you get emotional in our lives. But run me through how you were feeling on your wedding day, because you almost brought a tear to my eye because
Wedding
you
day?
got wedding day.
Wedding day. I will.
Run me through that, because you got emotional and it almost brought a tear to my eye. I actually looked at Amanda and I said, I promise you right now, if Bradley cries, I'm fucking crying.
I mean, I was emotional. I mean, everybody was staring at me. It was the biggest moment of my life. It was my day. So
I told her that beforehand.
it was
too.
I think I told her that as well. Like, don't ruin Bradley's day.
It was the. I will say it was the most, like, it was almost just a blur. like as much as I was trying to, be there and like soak it all in, it went. But when it's kind of one of those things when you're having fun, time flies.
Yeah.
And from
So it drug on.
Yeah, well, from waking up with a hangover to and dealing with that, and then and dealing with having to remember to go to it. It was and being an hour late. And then there was a lot that was just happening, but it was the best day of my life. I'm not gonna lie. It was surreal. If I could do it, if I could, I get why people, get married a bunch of times. It's a fun ass day. It's a fun ass day.
How many bachelor parties is acceptable?
For one wedding or
No,
in
for
your life?
for your lifetime.
Well, I mean, every time you get married.
If you're a 7-time marriage guy,
I mean, go for it, brother. If you're willing to do that 7 times, I mean, I don't know that I would. I mean, I would get married again if Lauren was down for it.
you're not getting married to anybody else.
Yeah,
though.
no. That's too complicated. She gets all weird about it and stuff. So I've been informed that I probably shouldn't pursue that.
Lauren gets all weird if I talk about other relationships.
So,
what about you, Landon? How many bachelor parties is acceptable?
Well, I mean, you can go on as many as you want.
No, I'm talking about you having them.
I only wanted my one. That was enough for me.
See, I don't know. I know some people that's been married 4 or 5 times. And I'm asking this to all 3 of us have been married once.
Once.
I've been married for 11 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a long fucking time.
Yeah, man,
I can't believe she put up
I know,
with you that
she's
long.
so fucking stupid. Like, she is way better looking. Like, if you saw my wife, you'd be like, why the fuck is she with that ugly motherfucker? She's way better looking. She's way cooler than me. She's way smarter than me. And she puts up with me for 11 years. Like, she rizzes them with the tism, brother. Like, she has a touch. She has a touch. But obviously, it's not a good question for 3 guys been married 1 time.
Yeah.
But I know people who's been married 4, 5, 6 times, and they've had bachelor parties on every one. And for me, having been to 2 or 3 of them, I'm like, bro, like I feel like 2 or 3 is the max.
Yeah.
How do you have a bachelor party all 7 times, bro? Like,
I
2,
mean, I
3.
would. If I did that 7 times, your life is crazy if you did that 7 times.
I don't even know if I'd get married again.
No, hell no.
If Amanda, if she decided she took the little red pill and she don't have the tism anymore, and she decided I'm way better than this guy and left me, I'm moving in with Landon.
That's right. That's right.
I'm putting a
That's
camper
right.
on Landon's land, and we're just gonna do a podcast every night.
Yeah. Love that.
Like, there's no, I don't know. I feel like there's a certain number after so many, like number of kids, bro. After you get to like a litter, I feel like you just stop giving them names at that point. They're like Elon Musk, XA22. Like, you just fuck it.
Just some made up.
Like, if at one point you name one disappointment, like that's like,
or like whoops.
yeah. Uh-oh.
Whoops.
I feel like that's all you can do.
If I have another kid, that's what I'm going to name him.
No, Bartholomew.
George Whoops.
Can we go with like George Bartholomew Thornton?
I love it. I suggested that for the last one, but
See,
it got denied.
And Kevin, we decided many, many years before Nikki was ever involved in the picture that there would be a Taco Jones.
That's right.
And he goes with Tucker.
That's close though. He kind of did us a favor on that one. We can go from Tucker to Taco.
He don't have Tucker's not his name.
His name Taco.
I've called him Taco every time I've seen that
He's
kid.
gonna be like 17, be like, I don't know why these dudes keep calling me.
No one else calls me Taco. They're those weird ass dudes.
Get a taco.
And Nikki was not a fan of Taco Jones, but she wasn't around at that point. We
That's
decided
right. We
for
had
Kevin
already
long
figured it
ago
out.
it was Taco Jones.
That's right.
What about you, Landon?
What about me?
You have one daughter.
Yeah.
How many more buns are we expecting in the oven? You
0.
don't want none?
Nope. This one's about 5 years from being out of school. I'm not gonna say raise. You never raise your kids these days.
Yeah.
That's just the fact of life. They're
Always-
gonna hang around forever.
I always say at 18 they're getting the boot. God damn.
Well, Hogan will still be
Apparently.
Hogan will still be here.
I'm pretty sure that's Doc.
Oh, or Doc. My bad. Hogan was Kevin's dog.
That's Kevin's dog.
They're the same dog. Oh my
Same
gosh.
dog.
Sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to bring that up. Don't watch this.
Kevin, your dog's here, and you're the second best shortstop in Santo history.
Luckily, I don't think Kevin's going to make it an hour and 58 minutes into this.
Kevin
He's
has watched
all of
every
them.
single one, the entire thing, and texts me with things we can do better each and every time.
And we haven't worked on any of them.
Kevin has
What
probably.
is one? Okay, let's work on one then. For Kevin, let's work on one. What is one?
Huh?
What is one thing he's like said that you should work on?
Just more of a consistency and like staying. Like the first one he watched was we were super uncomfortable,
Yeah, I could see that.
and he was like, "Y'all just got to keep going, stay
Yeah.
comfortable."
Yeah.
Another one was. Did I say? Well, I can't remember without looking at my phone and talking to
Well,
him.
you can look at your phone and
Did-
I'll
We'll allow
But
it.
did he say one about topics, or was that just Kenny?
that was probably just Kenny.
Fuck
and
you, Dad. He said, y'all should get topics. And I said, no, I'm not fucking 80, Kenny.
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever we were kind of, I've never done this before,
Yeah.
and the longest I've ever spoken to a microphone was either, kind of I gave a best man speech and I gave my vows, and that's kind of the longest I've
But
ever.
the vowels were fucking on point.
They were good.
Chat GPT.
I did.
Shout out.
I did. I winged the shit out of that. I wrote that shit like that morning. I'm better live. I'm not good at. I mean, I can write some stuff, but I can't. But
So what you're saying is this isn't as hard as it seems like it would be.
So whatever, we were just kind of seeing how it was gonna sound, because I'm not used to hearing my voice and your voice sounds different in a microphone. And when we were doing all that, and we were just joking around, it was kind of like whatever, right? But then whenever
the little red
he
button comes
pushed
on.
play and you started talking, my heart started beating a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Mine went blank.
I was just like, wow, I'm just gonna kind of sit here because, is it? I mean,
It's different.
it's
So
definitely different to be like, hey, versus just sitting there, because everybody says, oh, we're just gonna sit here and BS, like you do.
But didn't I tell you 10 or 15 minutes was going to be the hardest time?
yeah, and it was.
And after that, it's nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know at the beginning. Y'all were kind of talking, and I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Don't ask me
I
a
don't know what
question.
to say.
Don't ask me a question.
No, I was kind of hoping you would ask me a specific question that I could like what's 2 + 2, and I'd be like, "All right, 17." Next question.
Easy. Give me a hard one next time.
I'm ready. I can do this shit all day. But and y'all hunt a lot, so that was kind of my hold back on all this is, because they're like,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna sit here and talk about hunting. I'll be like, hey, I seen those turkeys y'all were looking for yesterday. I see them every time I drive around that road. I'll tackle them if you want me to. I'll put on the fucking GoPro and I'll chase them motherfuckers down too.
To be completely honest to you and anybody else listening that we might ask to come on, we started an outdoor podcast because that's what me and Landon love to do. We like to be outdoors. Mine, I've stated it multiple times. It's for like depression, anger management. I like being outdoors. It calms me down. Landon's because he's a psychopath and he likes being by himself.
facts.
But we talk about that when it's just us two because we enjoy talking about that.
Yeah, it's easy. It's
But
something easy to talk about.
I'll let Landon answer it. The real reason we started this though is for the boys. Yes or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was just hey, let's do something different.
It was one of those that, when it's just us two, we can talk about what we enjoy. But we wanted to leave it an open kind of a program to anybody that comes on. We can talk about whatever. Bradley, honestly, we've talked about so much shit with you. I thought we would go over conspiracy theory and sports and everything like that. With Kevin, I feel like it's going to be sports. With Sydney, it's going to be lesbians because Sydney's a lesbian. That's not true, Sydney. I love you. I really do. But
Sydney, I love you
mad.
too.
You get mad at
Very
us
much.
because I don't know how many times you've been like, why does lesbian always come up when I'm around? It's mainly because I'm jealous you're not straight, because I would have married you years ago. I love you, Sydney.
It's the coolest woman I've ever met in my life.
I have to give...
I agree.
I'm giving Sydney some props, though. Like, straight up, all shit talking and BSing aside. Other than family members, Sydney has been our biggest fan.
Yeah.
Like, I will let that thing go, and I'll post 52 videos on TikTok. In 2 days' time, every 52 has a like and a comment on it.
Yeah.
And Sydney's like, and whether it's just like a emoji, she makes sure she does it.
Yeah.
Sydney,
That's my girl. Dude.
outside of Lauren, which is family and now officially part of the podcast and YouTube, you are the realest MVP. Thank you. I love you. You're the best. Now, granted, Bradley's probably going to fight me after this because he called dibs on you years ago.
I love you, Sydney. You're
But
my favorite.
If you ever decide that you want either one of us, we're gonna have to
pick
we're gonna have a fight to the death.
That's my girl, dog. I love Sydney to death. That is my girl. That is my girl. Y'all should definitely have her on here.
See, what I want to
You
do,
can go down a path.
what I want to do is
There.
I want to broadcast on like the far side and get like me, you, Landon, Kevin, Sydney, and maybe even Matt on,
Oh yeah.
and like have a round table event
Oh yeah.
and do our normal like we did at the fucking bachelor party.
Yeah.
Like just have us just go at it, and I think that would be awesome. Like Sydney, I would love to have on, but I would. It sounds weird. We're just talking about her being a girl, but if you know, you know. I would like it to be like a podcast of the guys,
Yeah.
like of the group, just hanging out, doing our normal everyday bullshit.
Yeah. I like it. This is what we do.
This is it.
This is what we do. We have not even. We're 2 hours in, and I feel like we haven't
Yeah.
really scratched the surface.
Well, and that's what we figured was going to happen.
Yeah.
And some of it I
And the bad,
hesitant to bring up,
see, and there is a lot of stuff that we're not going to say on the internet because
right.
just being, and I think if anybody watched me and Landon for the last 5 episodes, they're going to be like, okay, they don't mean anything bad by it. That's just their personalities. They're saying shit. Ha ha. They're being funny.
Yeah.
But not knowing how people feel, there's a lot of stuff I like leave out.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I agree.
I even just hesitated on saying the lesbian comment with Sydney because Sydney won't care. Sydney's going to laugh and be like, you're a fucking idiot. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, that's how Sydney is.
Yeah.
She tells me I'm a fucking moron 90% of the time within the first 5 minutes of talking to her.
Yeah.
Doesn't
But
everybody?
yeah. But Sydney gets abusive with me, bro. Like, Sydney has when it comes to my feelings, I don't feel like Sydney gives a shit.
Yeah.
She's like, you don't give a shit about anybody else. I'm not going to give a shit with you. Like,
That's
she's
fair. That's
Sydney's
fair.
one of the fucking dudes. Like,
That's fair.
that
That's
is one
fair.
thing I respect the most about Sydney is she will tell you the truth 99% of the time.
Yeah. Yep.
But
That's
there's
100%.
but anybody else watching this, I can say something. They'll be like, "Oh, he hates this,"
Yeah.
and any of our friends are like, "No, he doesn't."
Well, I can tell you.
Is it bad to be drinking a fucking bucked up energy drink? Prime energy. It's delicious. At 12:15.
I can tell anybody who would.
But what?
I can tell anybody who would have any questions about, you or Landon and about hating anything, and I feel like
Other than Canadians.
right, yeah, fuck Canada, and I'll be the first one to say it. But as far as I've known you two guys we are freaking
Long time now.
I know y'all look better than me, but we're 30, almost 36 years old. And
Don't
I've
put
known
that out
you
there,
guys.
bro.
Oh, okay.
I've been telling
But
people
it's
I'm
not
24. I've been telling people I'm 24 this whole time.
I have known you guys for 18 plus years. I've known Dusty since we played basketball.
Damn, that
against
sucks
you,
for you.
and since 6th grade.
6th grade.
And I haven't been your biggest fan.
18.
And I've known
years.
Landon since we were 18. So we've literally known each other half our freaking lives. And I know for a fact that, and I don't want to make this a whole thing. And I know we get kind of stigmatized because of how we look. But we don't hate anybody, man. Like, I don't hate and I know for a fact that you like. I've seen y'all like we've done things that we won't say
Ever, not
on
just
this
on the podcast, ever.
or in person.
Ever.
This will not even happen in a private circle. Like we've done things, and we've been in places that.
What was her name?
And we've done things in places. Like, I mean, I don't hate anybody, man. I like even the people that, even the people who've wronged me most of my life. I don't even hate you. I don't give a fuck about you, but I don't hate you.
I don't
got time to hate anybody, man, bro. Like, life is complicated.
Dude, I get that a lot. I have a few, like my one of my good friends, Logan Ortega. He went to Mineral Wells. Motherfucker, I say he likes to fight. Motherfucker can fight. Like, there's not many people I'd put in front of him and not bet on Logan. Yeah. Like, and the older he gets, he's more like us. He's like, I don't want to anymore. Fuck it. But that was the worst person I used to go out with, because we would start drinking and get about 6 beers in. And he'd be like, hey, pick somebody out. And he would walk up and just hit them. Like, that was like what we went out for. And
I wasn't at that party.
Right. But even with him, like, he would tell you, like, it's more about being real, like, than it is about hate. Like, if I don't like you, it's because of something you did.
Yeah.
Like,
you've earned that.
Yes. Like, and he asks me all the time, like, dude, because he holds grudges.
Oh, yeah.
He don't give a fuck. He'll hate you for fucking 10 years and be like, remember back in 2008, whenever you touched this fucking basketball and I told you not to? Fuck you. And me, I don't hold grudges. I don't care about grudges. And he's always like, dude, I don't understand how you can just let shit go. And I have no interest. I don't think about you enough to give a fuck about you after this conversation.
Too selfish to hate you.
That might be what it is. But he asks me all the time, like, dude, how do you just not hold grudges? I'm like, because I don't care enough. Like, I can't hate anybody because I don't think about you outside of this conversation ever.
Right. Like, as far as like the hate, that whole hate speech thing that's going around, it's more like, if I hate you, it's because of something you did.
Yeah.
It's not because of who just you're that exist. I'm not just going to.
Yeah, no.
But I'm going to say,
I'm not just going to generally hate you because of something you did.
If I hate you, it's because of who you are. Yeah. It's not because of anything. Let's be honest.
It's I don't know anybody who lives.
I don't care if you're black, yellow, white, or purple. It's because of you. I hate you because of you.
Yeah, I wish that we didn't do. I wish we didn't do anything in like the Middle East or in Ukraine or Russia or any of that.
Ukraine, that's in Egypt, right?
Yeah, it's right by it, right? I think it's like 3,200
by
miles.
Turkey or something.
We looked that up earlier. It's like 3,200 miles.
You're so smart, bro.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't understand what our need is as a human race to like be like, hey, we need to go kill these motherfuckers. Like, I wish we could have, I really wish with all my heart that I could have somebody from like, even like the current administration, like the Trump administration, and come explain to me, why in the fuck should we bomb? Like, explain to me why we should kill another human. You know what I mean? Like, and then granted, there is a lot of situations where, they're killing people, so we got to kill, when we kill them back.
Or pedophiles.
Right, yeah. No, I'm not talking, and I'm not talking about crime. I'm talking about
22 bullets cheaper.
I'm talking about, like, I saw the clip where you said, what's scarier than a naked man coming at you with a tomahawk?
A naked fat man.
Yeah, a naked fat man coming at you. Know what's scarier than that? An actual tomahawk missile. An actual missile coming from a ship to blow the fuck out.
But what if it was me naked riding the tomahawk missile?
Okay, well then I want to see that. And I'm willing.
You would.
I'm willing to watch that. I don't understand. I don't understand how our differences are so large.
Yeah.
With people, and that we're like, hey, let's go fucking kill them, and it's not some weird ulterior motive. Like, what was the point of everything we've done since we were kids? We were probably like 6th grade during 9/11.
I was in 6th grade.
Yeah,
in
we're-
Mr. Wood's class.
Yeah, we were all in 6th grade, and we were all like, "What the fuck was that?" Right?
Yeah.
And and we were 12 years old, ready to go to war, which none of us did because we were like, "What the fuck?" Luckily we were 12 and not 18, because 6 years later we were all like, "What the fuck would we do that for?" Like, what the fuck? We don't even. You don't even know what's going on. It's all so crazy. I wish that we could just have like somebody come. Like, I know they say it on TV. They'll say shit, whatever they got to say, like, "Oh, we're bombing the Houthis because they are bombing,
They touched our boat.
Yeah, they touched our boats. But in all reality,
Never touched the butt.
they're not really touching our boats. They're touching the Europeans' boats.
What's
and
that?
that's kind of their problem.
What's that Cat Williams joke where he's talking about the infidels and this, that, and the other? And he's like, "I've never seen their uniform."
Yeah.
And like,
I've never seen a motherfucking insurgent.
Yeah, an insurgent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and we all know, like,
I don't know I don't have one motherfucking insurgent fan.
Yeah. And we all know that we were lied to for our whole lives. Like, we were all lied to about 9/11. I mean, I guess that's a whole thing we could go into.
That's a deep one.
We're 2 hours and 15 in. I feel like that should be for a different day. But we all know that shit ain't real.
Yeah.
That's fishy as fuck, right?
I mean,
Like,
I'm not
we all-
gonna say it's not real, but I'm definitely not gonna put any credit in it.
And then we were like, "Oh, let's say invade Afghanistan," even though they didn't have fucking dick to do with any of it. And then a bunch of like the best dudes that we have in our country died, in Afghanistan and Iraq, being fucking heroes, saving their friends and saving their buddies. And then what did we get out of it?
Well, that's my
What
thing.
did we get out of it?
That's my thing.
What was the benefit?
Look at
of doing
90% of these wars
Oil.
since
We
exactly.
didn't even get oil out of it.
Well, you
You
have.
go look up what Halliburton was doing during all that time. They weren't drilling for oil. They were freaking building all the bases, and they were giving these huge contracts to rebuild all these cities that
we weren't
just.
getting oil, but we were taking away oil.
Well, that helps my job. So okay.
See, I mean, that's the same thing. Look at all these wars we've had because of hate. What if you think about history? I'm talking about since the year of our Lord. 0001.
Whichever one.
Yeah. 0001, the year of our Lord.
And my apologies to anyone
To today. No, I'm not. Fuck it.
believes in a specific one.
No, fuck them. If we have, I'm going to go off on it. 90% of wars since 00001, the year of our Lord, to now have been either oil and gas based or number one, religion based. Every religion, you're told not to hate. You're told not to judge. But why are we hating and judging and going to war with everybody
I don't know
when we're
man.
told not to?
I feel and I might be wrong about this because I obviously don't know everybody, but I feel like a lot of it is just like, okay, we could all get along with just anybody from where the fuck ever,
Yep.
and they could get along with us and we would be fine. I mean, obviously there would be a language barrier, but if we all spoke the same language, you could just hang out with a random.
As long as they don't click and cluck at me, I'm
yeah,
good.
as long as they're trying to, as long as
Or they don't say A after every sentence.
and most people
Canadians.
and most people aren't, and I feel like even most people in the Middle East aren't trying to hate us.
Mm-mm.
So what the
Yeah, what?
but if I'll tell you this, if we were sitting there and you, me, and all three of us were in fucking Yemen or some shit, and we were Yemen people, and then all of a sudden tomahawks started getting launched at our country, I mean, I think we'd be pretty fucking pissed off.
I'd be a little pissed too.
I mean, I'd go dump their tea in the fucking ocean. I'll tell you that right now. I'll fucking pirate your ship and I'm going to throw all the fucking goods overboard. Neither one of us are going to win this fucking shit. I'm not trying to steal fucking shit. I'll fucking throw all your shit in the
My entire village might
Yeah.
be burnt down, but
Yeah.
you're gonna be real pissed off when I'm done
I'll
with
tell
this.
you what, I'm petty as fuck. If I kidnap, if they were doing that, and it's so much more, man. And I wish I knew more, but it's like the more you learn, the more you're like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of
And you-
glad I don't know more.
I don't know
Because-
I don't know shit.
Well, I'm kind of glad I don't, because at the end of the day, I get to sit here like this, legit have no hate in my heart for anybody.
No.
Well, I got
I'm like-
a couple of people.
Well, I have people I dislike. I have
got
people
a
I
couple people I
dislike.
hate.
No, like for me though, for real, I have a couple of people I dislike.
Right.
Like even I might dislike them a lot, but I would never wish evil upon them.
Yeah.
I hope they have a long, happy life, and I hope they get everything they want. I truly do.
So do you think we are like I don't know, like an albatross? Like we're like the random.
Are we talking about golf?
Yeah. It's an unusual ass shot, right?
Lennon,
You don't have to
Google albatross.
I play that game on
It's
my,
a bird.
No, brother, it's an albatross is when you make it in one.
No, it's not.
And that's not an eagle, brother. An
That's
eagle-
not an eagle. That's an albatross.
I know. An
He just-
eagle is
He
when
just
you make
he
it
just
when-
Georgialed it.
No,
Very large ocean
albatross,
bird.
but albatross golf.
Well, I know what it means in golf.
Thank you, but Dusty does.
But like, what does it mean in? anything
else, you were
I don't
saying-
know either.
Thumbs going that way.
You said,
So
"What
I
if
mean
we
it
are
as,
an albatross?"
Like rare. Are we the ones? Are we the only ones sitting around like, oh, I don't really hate anybody, or is everybody like that? You know what I'm saying?
See,
like,
I would hate to think that we're the
but I
rare
don't,
ones.
I don't feel like
Like,
we are.
I know, like as a friend group, we are probably rare to the fact that I promise everyone in this room right now, even outside of this room, Colton Tenney, Tyler Adair, Kevin, Sydney, Bradley, Lauren, like, and there's a lot more I'm not going to name.
Yeah.
If this blows up and we're making $1 million a month, every one of my people will be taken care of. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Every one of them will be taken care of 110%, where this is what we do for a living. And we've talked about this as well. I'm not the type person to sit at the mountaintop and say, "Come on, bro, get up here." Like, I'm the type person to reach down and help you. I don't want to be at the top by myself.
Yeah.
I want to be with my people.
Yeah.
And I would hate to think I live in a world where we are the rare.
Yeah, that's
people.
that's what, and that's what I and like I'm not like a communist or anything, right?
Communist. That's like Canadian, right?
right? And I'm not like a Marxist where I think we should all make the same amount of money, or
Yeah.
because obviously there's gonna be levels to this shit.
There's discrepancies. and
Because
shit.
like
Yeah.
in human nature, there's levels. Like Dusty's better at some things than I am, and and we're all
Yeah.
like, you
Most
got-
things.
Like if we had an apocalypse, I'm gonna be in this motherfucking room.
If I have an apocalypse right now,
Like I live down the street from this room, and I won't tell y'all where we are, but I will be here. Like
Landon, whenever we were talking about with the COVID stuff and they were talking about like government shutdowns and shit, I called my wife and what did I say?
Yep.
We're
Come
going
here.
to
Bring the
Landon's.
kids.
We're
I
going to
said-
We will be
Landon's.
there later.
I said, you gather the kids and you go straight to Landon's house. Do not leave there until we get there.
Right.
And then if we wanted to make a move to the family dairy because they had
Mhm.
god awful
Don't
land
say-
that we
don't-
could just
don't
hide.
Say where it is.
I
It's
ain't
all
going to.
secretive.
But
This is our secret
the
plan.
fact that we could hunt out there with
Right.
guns and no one would ever know.
right.
Yep.
If we wanted to make a move, great. But
Yeah.
the first place you go, get the kids, get to Landon's house, find his kid, his wife, and that's where you stay.
Yep.
Do not leave for anybody else. You can call trusted individuals.
Mm,
That's going to benefit because I ain't going to have no fucking
Yeah.
slackers.
right.
Right.
You go hang out with the fucking
Right.
Russians.
Hey
Right.
Brad, you got a little bit of cork in your glass there.
Cork.
I bet you can't get it out with your tongue.
But I can just get it out with my finger.
That's why you married him.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's-
no, that's definitely the game plan if anything was to
Yeah.
go down.
Yeah.
But that's
So-
my thing. Like I don't know. I guess to get back to where we were.
That's unusual.
I would hate to be the minority on
Yeah.
giving a shit.
Yeah. Like I don't understand. I mean, and I feel like whenever you get on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I'm just gonna call it
It's
Twitter.
still fucking Twitter.
Sorry, Elon. But when I get on there and I don't know if it's just like I feel like as a human race, we're all on the same page, right? Like
We're on the same team.
yeah, we're all on the same fucking team. We're all humans, and we got to worry about bigger things than us. Like, what if the fucking monkeys?
Like living in a
what if
fucking
the
black
monkeys?
hole.
What if Planet of the Apes is real? We can't beat the gorillas.
Time out.
You know,
I'm putting in for an NBA trade.
No,
I want to be with the apes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a.
I'm a hairy motherfucker,
I would
bro.
ta-
like I'm closer to them. I feel, and I'm not that
I
smart.
would take a nice silverback on the Mavs. You know, like we. And that brings us to another thing. Oh,
Bradley, just so
Niko.
everybody in Dallas knows, Bradley was the biggest fan of the Luka Doncic trade.
I'm leaving. I'll tell you what, brother. I know this is a hunting podcast.
It's a
and
whatever.
whatnot, a hunting podcast.
Yeah, right now we're hunting for views.
Right
so you
now,
go
I'm
off.
saying this is. We're 2 hours and 25
So is
minutes.
Niko?
And
Is he a like
if it's not a conspiracy, if it's not a Shaq to the Lakers, you know, Kareem to the Lakers. Oh wow, that all fucking happened. And then Luka to the fucking Lakers and LeBron to the Lakers. If this isn't some kind of NBA conspiracy because your ratings are dropping because you just call a foul every time someone sneezes on each other, then I don't know. Then Niko is the dumbest motherfucker who ever lived. And I don't believe that is true. I don't believe that that Niko is dumb. I mean, the man was, I never fucking heard.
he's obviously worked his way up to
I'll
where
be
he's
honest
at.
with you, I never heard of the dude before he signed with the Mavs, and I was super happy with everything he had done, you know, before. I mean,
And let's be real, Jay Kidd is not an idiot.
It's like if you were like, hey, let's make the podcast better, right? Let's make the podcast better. And you had like Theo Vaughn on here, right? And he, for some reason, decided he was going to be part of Drop Podcast, right? And you were like, let's trade Theo Vaughn for the 1942 Nobel Prize winner, Bradley Thornton, right? And you'd be, not even in AD ain't bad. And this is AD, if you're listening, which I know you're not. But if you are, I have been a fan of yours your whole career. I really have.
80, I love you.
Dude, you're a good ass player. You really are.
I would love to have you on the Mavs with Luka.
With Luka, yeah. If they would have traded Kyrie for Luka, and that would have broke my heart.
But I love Kyrie too.
But that would have broke my heart, like, you know, like a regular break your heart. Like, oh,
that's a regular trade.
Yeah,
though.
like you caught your girlfriend blowing another guy, you know, like, oh, my heart's broken, you know.
Lauren, do you have anything to say
But
to that?
it's different if you catch your wife, right? You know, it's different, right? You know, it's just, and then you didn't get nothing. It's like if you left your wife, and no offense to you, anybody, but if you left your wife and then you were like, hey, I'm going to upgrade like 200 pounds.
Hey, we chase those heavies around here, bro.
Yeah, and it's not even AD is not the problem. It's that you traded Luka.
You don't trade a generational talent
For nothing.
for a
Not for nothing.
36-year-old man. 32. How old's AD?
Like 34.
34. He's our age.
It's 34.
You don't trade a generational talent in his prime for a 34-year-old.
But if you would have told me that you traded Luka for like Anthony Davis, or not Anthony Davis, but Ant Edwards.
Yeah.
Anthony
I would have been like, that don't make no damn sense because you just beat him in the conference finals, right? But I'd be like, whatever. You know, like that don't make no damn sense, right?
What gets me is if I got, let's say, I'm gonna throw out a trade that I'm okay with. Okay. I'm gonna go with like Shea,
Uh-huh.
Chet,
Uh-huh.
and 6 first-round picks
For Luca.
for Luca.
Fair.
I'm gonna see that and be like,
it wouldn't hurt.
"Fuck."
Fair.
I'm gonna see that and be like, fuck, I love Luca. But I'm gonna be like, that makes the Mavericks better for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
No,
But we got
it doesn't.
AD.
It doesn't.
But we got AD
I don't care.
and
I don't care.
two
You could
people.
get fucking Jesus in the trade, and I
one
wouldn't give a
first-round
fucking care. Jesus
You're
in
telling me
Jesus
Shea,
in the first?
Shea, Chet, and 6
Jesus
first?
in the first? If you got Jesus in the first for Luca, you're just trading Luca for his dad. Because everybody knows Luca's Jesus' dad. He looks just like him. Every fucking picture I ever seen of Jesus look just like Luca.
Whenever Bradley prays, he prays to a
Yeah,
picture
fucking
of Luka.
hell yeah, I do. I'm going to say it right now, and I'll say it in front of however many people. It's like when Jesus got betrayed by the devil.
You know,
That's what it feels like.
we have a lot of
And
hunters.
I'm still on the devil's team. God, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, we bleeped that.
We
out
believe
here.
that. I didn't say it, but that's what I'm thinking.
You know, we have a lot of hunters and outfitters that follow us.
I know. I'm sorry.
We're about to get a
I'm
whole
sorry,
lot
and
of
that's
sports
why-
fans.
And that's why I haven't brought up half the shit I want to bring
No,
up.
bring it
because
all up,
we
brother.
got a lot of hunters and outfitters. And
But just think, we could have a lot of
Now we
sports
got
people next
both
to
of
us.
now we got less.
I
Us
think,
hunters and
no,
outfitters more.
me and Landon are hunter motherfuckers. We love being outdoors,
No, I
but we
know.
love sports too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of we're just going to have a whole lot more Dallas fans.
Yeah.
Ah.
They're going to be like, hey, I like that motherfucker that don't like Canadians
That's
that love
like if
Luca.
But what I don't understand, well, this is what I don't understand is this is what they're telling us, right? This is what ownership's telling us, and this is what the general manager,
The media.
Niko, you fucking goon. This is what they're telling us, that we made ourselves better, right? We made ourselves more of a championship. You were just in the NBA championship. You were just in the NBA championship. And you're telling me that you're going to get more competitive for the NBA? If AD was a better person to take you to the NBA finals, then why,
better player.
better option, then why the fuck was it AD in the NBA finals with LeBron James last year?
You know, I'm going to say this.
He had LeBron James!
I'm going to say this, Bradley. We've had this argument. Whenever we first had the argument of who is the GOAT, what did you say and what did I say?
Whenever I was a child, it was Jordan. Whenever I was a teenager to my mid-20s, it was LeBron. Whenever that show came out about Jordan, I went back to Jordan, and now LeBron's being cool on like Pat McAfee and shit, so it's back to LeBron.
See, whenever I was a child, it was Jordan.
Yes.
And then it was James. It's never changed from James.
Who?
LeBron.
Oh, okay.
Bruh,
Calls him James.
me and
Oh,
him.
hey, who's your favorite player, James?
Harden. James Harden.
That's what I thought you were saying, bro. I was like, James Harden, I'm about to walk the fuck out of this shit.
But
No
let's
disrespect, James.
Let's be real.
LeBron.
I'm going to put it this way. I'm kind of leaning back towards Jordan.
Yeah, I already did that.
Well, my theory on it is in the 90s. It's almost the highest ratings the NBA has ever had. And who was the greatest player playing?
Michael Jordan.
Exactly. Now, in 2025, we have some of the worst ratings ever. It's came into a 3-point contest.
Uh-huh.
And I played college ball, and I was a 3-point shooter.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not hating on the game. It benefited me. But at the end of the day, when you have lower ratings, less people watching, who's the greatest player right now playing?
Stephen Curry.
So my point in it right now is whenever you have the highest ratings, you have Michael Jordan. You have the lowest ratings, you have LeBron.
LeBron James.
So that's part of the reason why I'm leaning back to like, okay, when you think about who brought asses to seats, who did the big numbers, you have to throw those in with titles, with scoring titles, with assists, with rebounds. Who paid the bills? Michael Jordan. So I'm kind of leaning back to, you know what? MJ is my GOAT again.
Yeah, I would agree with that. MJ is the GOAT. Like as far as what you're talking, know, and the all encompassing the NBA with Nike and all, and the shoes and the brand and making the NBA, which obviously I might look like I watched Larry Bird play, but I never saw him play.
It's that salt and pepper.
I see. I see what you're playing, but as far as like a physical specimen, it's
if we're playing 1-on-1 and I had to pick someone for my life.
So I did see.
I'm picking LeBron. I don't give a fuck what you're about to say.
I did see, and you'll care about this.
Okay.
Once I say it,
because it's Larry.
I did see that Tracy McGrady.
Oh, Tracy! That's the real GOAT, by the way.
I'm telling you.
Tracy McGrady is the real
was a
GOAT.
fucking freak. But Tracy McGrady said that LeBron couldn't, he was built for 5-on-5, which is the NBA.
Yeah.
Which obviously is 5-on-5. So he said that LeBron is built for 5, but as far as like a 1-on-1, the GOAT, LeBron would lose to, I don't remember exactly how many players. I'm sure he was including himself because, Tracy McGrady, you're talking like 6'6".
Well, let me go ahead and say
40-inch vertical.
Tracy McGrady is 6'6", 6'7". I think he had a 41 because I think Vince Carter's was 42 or 43.
Do you know they're cousins?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No.
Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter are cousins. Dusty didn't know that.
Tracy McGrady is my all-time favorite player.
No, I love
a 7'2" wingspan at 6'8".
That year that he scored like 19
points in like 13 seconds.
Yeah, but that's insane.
Or it was 11 points in 9 seconds.
So my thing is when you're talking about who's the GOAT, there's such a slim margin for error between. I don't know. I think.
I encompass everything.
So my ranking, if you went on.
I encompass everything. If you went for a normal basketball build.
Did that say he was? Oh, a
7'2" wingspan.
7'2" wingspan.
So if I was to rank the greatest NBA players of all time, and we're just going off of, what they've done in their career, I'm gonna say it's probably LeBron 1, and it's probably Kareem 2.
As far as basketball players, I'm going to say LeBron's 1 because hear me out. And I just said Jordan's my GOAT, and I'm going to stick with that.
But that's different than being like that. Being
as far as an all-around basketball player, let me ask you this, Bradley. I'm going to give you scenarios. You tell me Jordan, LeBron, okay?
Or Tracy McGrady.
No, Jordan, LeBron. Scoring.
I want to say Jordan, but LeBron is literally the all-time scoring leader.
You have a 50-50. The only thing that has an asterisk on James.
It's a 50-50.
The only thing that has an asterisk on him is he has played longer. Who gives a shit? Yeah. Assist.
I don't know.
Passing.
Kevin Durant being 2.
Passing.
Jordan or LeBron?
Yep, passing.
Passing? That's easy.
Rebounding.
That's LeBron.
Blocks.
Well, okay.
Body size.
Well, yeah, it's all LeBron.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if you look at
how the fuck is Kevin Durant the 2 seed against Jalen Brunson? How is Jalen Brunson on this list? And I love
that's current players.
Oh, okay,
current players.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna hate on. I don't think Kevin Durant's up there anymore.
So
I'm gonna put Jalen Brunson. I don't think he's final 2, but I love me some Jalen Brunson.
I want to say this. So the NBA is just like ESPN is entertainment sports network, right? So the NBA is an entertainment league, right? We're here, and we're all here to be entertained.
Exactly.
We played in high school basketball. We were trying to entertain people. Even at Peacher, y'all probably had 1,000 people at your freaking game.
They were sold out.
So you're trying to entertain people. So that's my caveat with Jordan and LeBron. Is granted, I was when LeBron hit that shot against the Jazz, and what was that, 98, 99, something like that?
Absolutely not.
We're like,
Absolutely not.
when was it?
Jordan or LeBron or Jordan?
No, I said Jordan
You
against
said
the
LeBron.
Jazz.
You said LeBron.
Jordan against the Jazz. my
Okay,
bad.
that was like 96.
Okay, Jordan against the
97.
Jazz. So that's like 97, right? So I was 7.
Jordan buzzer beater versus Jazz.
Yeah. So that's when was
98.
98.
98,
NBA
right?
Finals.
Right. So I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
7 years old when that happened. I still remember that.
Yeah.
I still remember that. So what I remember I do remember when LeBron went insane psycho in the conference finals against the Pistons. And I think this was like 06, somewhere in there. You don't have to look it up.
Okay.
But it's somewhere in there. Whenever he lost to the Spurs in the final.
Give or take.
But so that was the conference finals. And he lost to the Spurs in the finals, right? So as far as like, I'm just like, what is your GOAT? Your GOAT is your greatest memory. It should be the greatest memory you have of sports. And so I remember Jordan hitting that shot when I was a little kid. I remember the Cowboys beating the Steelers in the 95-96 season, shit like that. That's why,
See, I agree with that.
but
That's why I
can't
GOAT
tell
as
you.
my
So
number
what
one
is
again.
what is the LeBron moment? So what is the LeBron moment? Because
Whenever
all
he
know,
tipped it to Dwayne Wade and he passed it to Ray
Yeah,
Allen
that's
for
what
the
I'm
3.
saying. That's not.
Well, see, that's when I say a GOAT.
Yeah.
My GOAT, I'm going to go
I'm
back to
saying-
Jordan because as far as entertainment, putting asses in seats,
And I think that what people don't realize.
the 2007 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5.
Yes.
I give credit
And
to
he
that.
won.
That was
And he scored like 22 points in a row. 22 points. Oh, at 22. Okay. But he scored like an insane
he
number.
scored 48 points.
Yeah.
Emily himself as a top player in the league.
But he scored like an insane amount of points in a row that game to like send it to overtime and they won. Right. So I remember that 2007, but I was fucking 17, 18 years old. Right. So I was pretty locked in at that point. So whenever I say LeBron is the best player ever.
yeah,
Right.
I agree.
LeBron is the best player ever. But I think that, we've all experienced this and we've definitely experienced this together. It don't matter like the physical specimen that you are. And it don't matter, what, in those moments. Like, remember
Well,
B
I
More?
mean, think
That
about-
dude
about
was
say-
5'8", 5'9".
I was about to say,
And
think
that
about
boy
in
would
college.
that boy would beat the brakes off of anybody you ever met in your whole life at basketball.
Think about in college. As far as athleticism, size, height, all of that, you were the smallest post on our college team.
That's what I'm saying. It don't.
I was
like,
a point guard, but there was a dude that was 6'9" on our team,
Mm-hmm.
and he wouldn't have been able to wipe the sweat off your eyebrow.
And I'm 6'2".
Like, period.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm talking. I jumped over this dude and took rebounds off of him. So it doesn't. So like LeBron. I'm sorry. Like LeBron doesn't drop for me. He would never drop below number
in the GOAT conversation or
Two.
greatest player conversation.
either.
See, LeBron is the greatest
Either.
player that's ever played
LeBron
the game.
is the greatest player who ever played. That
Jordan is my GOAT.
that doesn't make him my GOAT.
Yeah, Jordan's my GOAT.
I don't know how to describe it well, I don't know because
Well, let's look Landon.
but I feel like LeBron ain't got the fucking he hasn't hit the shots and he don't have the rings.
No, I agree.
And he lost to Dirk.
Landon. I'm
sorry.
gonna
Yeah.
kind of
ready.
shit on you a little bit.
Back up.
Not trying to shit on you, but I'm gonna shit on you
Yeah.
a little bit. You're 6'4",
Yeah.
athletic as fuck. Had what 36, 38 inch vertical?
I would assume, yeah.
I mean, you were up there.
Yeah.
You were dunking the fuck out of it.
Yep.
On the senior team you would have had at Peaster,
Yeah.
would you have played?
No.
As far as athleticism, though,
Oh yeah.
I would
yeah.
put you in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah. No,
Like you are probably more athletic than I am.
yeah. Just
just based sheer athleticism.
Just athletics.
And that's my.
I'm guessing
You had a stroke?
a little tired.
Do you want some?
It's been
Fucked
2
up
hours
energy.
and 42 minutes.
But as far as a better like athlete, as far as better like player in anything, you had a better opportunity than even I did.
Right.
Because I mean, as you're way more athletic.
Yeah, I had a lot of intangibles, but it didn't translate onto the court.
And that's
at
my
all.
thing with Jordan and LeBron. LeBron might be the better player. He has so many intangibles. He's 6'8", he's 240 something pounds. He's fucking a tank of a man. He can shoot, he can pass, he moves like a 6'2" guy. He is insane. But Jordan is the GOAT because of what he did, not because of who he was in general as far as a player versus player. Jordan is the GOAT because he put asses in seats. He could score the points. He had the attitude. See, and I don't even think if you ask me right now, if you had to build the perfect player, shooting wise, I'm going Steph Curry. If I had to go build, well, if I'm going build, I'm going Giannis or LeBron.
Yeah.
So that gives me one for LeBron.
Yeah.
If I'm going defense, I'm probably going Kawhi.
If I'm going build, because I agree with you on shooting, I don't think that anyone can deny that Curry is the greatest shooter.
Oh,
that
that's
ever
not even a
walked the-
question.
Curry is the greatest shooter that ever walked the face of this earth.
The only argument I would the only argument I would ever give you. Well, I said body size, like build.
7'1", whatever he weighed, 250, 260.
But I don't see in my head. I don't want a 7'1". I want somebody that can still maneuver. I want 6'8", 6'9", 250.
That's about some Wilt clips. I agree, dude. I agree.
You're gonna put on 7'1", 250.
I agree.
I like 6'8", 250.
I agree. LeBron is the greatest athlete who ever walked the face of this MFN earth. He could have played any sport. He could have played soccer.
That's what I was getting at.
He could have played
he is
volleyball.
The better athlete,
He could have
but
played.
he's not the better player. He's not, or he might be the better player, but he's not the better GOAT.
Man, and it's so hard because
what is Wilt's size? 6'11", 7 foot,
7'1",
240.
Dude, but I'm talking. That's
that he's the greatest basketball player that ever lived.
That's Bill Russell, 11 rings, dude.
Physically, he was still the most imposing physical player that ever played this league, period.
I mean, if we were going like sheer body size, let's be real. We're all going Shaq.
Dude, look at all those butts in those seats.
Every man who ever walked the earth.
Look at that, dude. Look at that, dude. I mean,
he looks like a goofy fuck dribbling the ball. Let's be honest.
But you gotta be like, it's.
I'm sorry, but anybody that says LeBron couldn't score in this age is a fucking idiot.
No, obviously, man. Obviously.
He's going against a fucking 6'5" plumber, Bradley.
Okay.
That's like me trying to guard that motherfucker, bro.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Man.
Bill Laimbeer is his greatest.
If you put freaking, Jalen Hardy in 1968, yeah, that motherfucker, if you took him as his current self, yeah, he would run the league, bro. Because you have to think about, look at it's black and white, bro. They didn't have the same they didn't know that they were supposed to train year round.
Well, that's my point. That's why you can't bring in somebody from this age. Let's look at the fucking...
He's making underhanded. He didn't even know he was supposed to shoot overhanded. You can't judge that into the whole thing of
I can.
No, you can't. That'd be like being like, hey, the Revolutionary War Army sucks because they didn't have Tomahawk missiles. Well, yeah, one aircraft carrier from today's Navy could beat the whole world.
Exactly.
In 1770.
So none of this fucking matters. If you have AI, Kyrie, and Jerry West in the league at the same time, who's the logo?
Okay. If you took,
I'm just saying off of structure.
brother,
I'm going LeBron.
If you would have taken yourself and given yourself the maximum training available to you, the nutrition and everything, you could have dominated the league in the 50s because they didn't know.
Exactly. I would have fucked them up.
Yeah, but if you would have took
and I didn't even make the NBA.
Didn't you just see that video of Wilt Chamberlain looking all jacked and shit? If you took him in today's NBA and you gave him all of that, all of the nutrition, the dude claimed that he had sex with 10,000
Yeah, he would have had chlamydia
women.
and died.
Yeah, he wouldn't have died from chlamydia because we probably got the cure. Right, he'd have gone to Germany. They'd have took his blood and whipped it around in a fucking cylinder and put it back in him, and then he would have been fine.
Y'all can keep talking. I'm just doing things.
Landon's chat GPT.
And I don't even, man, is the logo LeBron?
We're gonna find
or is
out.
the logo Steph?
All right, so Landon
Is
typed
Steph
in, can you make me a new NBA logo and tell me the player?
It's got to be Steph.
And it is buffering.
It's got to be Steph.
I don't think so.
I'll say this, and I've said this for a long time. If you took one player and put their best game, their best,
no sides, no nothing involved, just their best game.
What I'm saying is the best day of your whole life in basketball, of the greatest you ever felt. It doesn't matter if it was in an actual game or if it was, oh wow, that narrows it down.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that's definitely a black guy from the '90s because he's bald.
But if you Dusty, I played with you. I played against you a lot. You were good as fuck. But if you took yourself on your very best day, right? You took yourself on you could have played in the NBA for one day, right? And these dudes like Steph Curry, if you took him on his best day he ever had, he beats anybody who ever lived. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I don't care. I don't even want to hear your argument.
My only argument, and this one you might actually be
he
like,
beat LeBron when LeBron was on his peak.
On my argument, you might actually be like, okay, I can see that.
All right, let's see.
In Orlando Magic, Shaq.
No. Shaq and Buck. If you take one player,
that motherfucker's scoring 50 without fucking threes.
But
he's grabbing you by the forehead, moving you out of the way, and fucking dunking it on the rest of your team.
On Steph's best day of his whole life, his best shooting day of his whole life, he is scoring 100.
But he has 100 points.
100 points.
What else does he do?
Correct.
Shaq has 50 points, 25 rebounds, 14 blocks.
And the final score is 100 to 90.
See, I don't agree with that.
Shaq's only scoring 50.
But he's blocking shots, which is taking away points.
Steph Curry shots.
But you get what I'm saying? He's filling up the stat sheet.
No, I don't.
I'm going to give Steph 15 assists.
And 60?
I don't think Steph scores 100. I give him 60. 70 maybe.
He'll just shoot it from half court. I'm saying his best day. So I'm saying he's hitting.
I'm saying his best day.
I'm saying he's shooting 80% from the field.
That's fine. I still won't put him at 100 points. Wilt had 100 points, but Wilt shot 41 of 51. His team shot 57 times.
So if Steph made 33s in a game, he has 90 points.
Steph ain't making 30. See, now you're going unrealistic on best days. What is Steph Curry's most threes in a game?
14.
14.
Bullshit.
It is.
That's his best game.
Bullshit.
That's his best game.
Bullshit. But I'm saying his best game where he's...
You can keep saying imaginary numbers, but the best game he had is 14.
Imaginary numbers.
The best game he had was 14
62.
threes. Okay, that's 40 points away from 100, brother.
38.
The most threes he's had is 40. He don't even own the record, does he, for most threes in an NBA game?
Luckily...
Because Clay owned it at one point.
Yeah, Clay did beat it.
13.
Threes?
Yes.
So that's...
26. No, 36.
39, Dustin.
39. Yeah, that's what I said.
39.
I'm going to get there. Give me 5 guesses.
But we all know Steph isn't just shooting threes. The dude can do anything.
You said his best game.
He made 33s.
Oh, he won't make 33s in a fucking NBA regulation game, Bradley. You can make believe all you want to.
Calling. Just type this in. Does Steph Curry believe that he can make 33s?
I'm sure he believes it. Not in a regulation game. Single game with 63 attempts.
God dang.
Do you get what I'm saying
Yeah,
now?
Steph shot 63 times.
That was
I
Will. That's
believe
Will.
that he would make 33.
That's Will.
I know, but I'm saying if Steph shot 63
But he will
times,
never, even his best game ever, he won't shoot 63 times.
Obviously.
Steph isn't that player.
Obviously.
So I'm going off his best game.
I'm saying
Shaq fucking kills.
And Shaq does kill.
Tell me Shaq wouldn't shoot 63
No,
times.
believe that shit, I mean, we're leaving Shaq out of all of this.
I know. I said Shaq would beat him in best games.
But not 101.
If Shaq ever got the ball, Steph would be fucked. What the fuck's he gonna do?
He
Slap
would
him in
never get the ball.
He wouldn't even be able to hit Shaq in the nuts.
He would
have
never
to jump
get the ball.
If Shaq started off with the ball, who wins?
Shaq start. Are we playing make it take it?
Yep. What is Steph gonna do?
Just wait for him
Jump
to
up and try to
foul
thump
him,
his dick? Because that's all he
foul
could
him,
do.
Foul him.
Okay, you get the ball back at 3-point. He backs him back down.
Steal it from him.
You're gonna try to foul
He
the guy
can't
that
dribble.
can.
He
You're gonna.
can't dribble.
He's gonna backing him down, brother. You're
Slip
gonna
and
foul a
slide,
guy
brother.
that's gonna pick you up and
Slip
put
and
you in
slide,
the goal.
brother.
He's gonna pick him up and shove him in
I
the goal
can
with
tell
the
you
ball.
from personal experience that I am a man that is 6'2", and I have guarded a man who is 7 foot tall. And no, I wasn't Steph and he wasn't Shaq. So yeah, we'll go, but we'll just scale it down, right? Skill beats size. David beats Goliath.
But when skill, Shaq in his prime, when he
Did
was on
Shaq
on the Magic, he
I
could
love-
move, bro.
I love Shaq.
Shaq could
I
move.
love Shaquille O'Neal to death.
Shaquille.
He is one of my favorites of all time. But
To tell me a
was
7'1",
Shaq-
300-pound monster couldn't beat a 6'2", 190-pound
Was
guy is
Shaq-
fucking insane to me.
Was Shaq skilled?
Yes.
Was it-
Pull up some of his greatest highlights from
Yes,
Orlando.
Pull up some of his
The motherfucker would
brothers
dribble it down the court and throw it down on fucking 5 people.
because he was 7'2".
That doesn't help him dribble.
No, it doesn't. If these are all him doing step backs, okay, nice layup, Shaq. Okay.
Shaq was a freak, bro.
No, I love Shaq. Shaq might be my favorite player ever. Okay, that was pretty cool.
Like, all the way down the court, coast to coast. Let me dish this off to a motherfucker. Let me go ahead and go down 3 people and put it all on their heads.
Okay. And I feel like that we get so crazy on this skill, not skill. Obviously, they're skilled. I mean, Shaq was skilled.
That's what's going to happen to Steph right there.
Shaq was skilled all the way to about 4 foot in front of the free throw line. And then
The
once
only thing he couldn't shoot was fucking threes. He didn't have to. He's 7'1", 300 pounds.
Free throws.
That's what I'm saying. 7'1", 300 pounds. He don't have to. That's Steph Curry right there.
John Stockton.
He threw that in the fucking 8th layer of the stand.
But was that skill or was that he was humongous?
That was the fact he was 7'1", 300
yes,
pounds.
that is, if you're considering
Posting up Steph Curry.
If you're considering
Steph
being,
Curry just broke both femurs.
If you're considering being humongous a skill,
360 as a 7-footer.
If you're considering being humongous a skill,
360 as a
brother,
7-footer.
and I hate arguing this because obviously I love you, Shaquille O'Neal, and you are a dominant figure, and you did put your giant cock on Dirk Nowitzki's head every time you thought
behind the head pass?
Oh, God, and this is the finals.
This was the Jokic.
I don't want to
before
hear about
Jokic.
the 06 finals. Don't ever show me a clip of that shit again.
He said, here, let me have this and beat you down the floor to the ball because I hustle. I can move at 7'1", 300 pounds.
I'm not debating any of that.
You know what happens if Steph's running down the floor with him right there? He's against the scores table
You're
30 feet
acting
away.
Like I said I could beat Shaq in a one-on-one
I'm acting
game.
like you said you could a
I'm
6'2",
saying
190
that
pound
Steph
person
Curry
can.
would be out of bounds, brother. I'm saying Steph Curry beat Shaq at 1-on-1.
No.
This is.
If Shaq gets the ball first, no.
What if Steph gets the ball first?
He don't shoot 100%.
Well, obviously.
He's going to miss.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the whole goal just went down because of Shaq. He don't shoot 100%. He's going to miss something.
But wouldn't it be easier to shoot from up close if you were 7'2" than shoot from far away if
Cool.
you were 6'2"?
One-on-one, there is people that I was hands down better than that beat me. Because they were 6'6", 6'7".
Like when Steph would beat Shaq?
No, because they were bigger than me.
Okay.
They could post me up.
I mean, that would be crazy. It would be crazy. if you
One-on-one
could
right now, me and Malik Edwards.
Who?
Malik.
Oh, yeah, no.
Who do you think wins one-on-one, me or him? Like a full game one-on-one.
Are we saying you're in your prime?
Yeah, both of us in our prime.
I don't know, Dusty. I would probably pick you, brother.
I would too.
Of course you would.
But let's be honest. If we are in a one-on-one 3-point line contest, like we're playing
Who
just
got
make
the
it,
ball
take
first?
it. Malik gets the ball first.
You beat him.
I do not beat him. He backs me down and posts me up and puts his nutsack on my forehead every goddamn time.
He backs you down, you slip the fucking defense and steal it from him.
I don't shoot 100%.
It's okay.
I'm going to have to miss some.
It's okay.
And I ain't going to be able to go inside the 3-point line. I'm going to have to beat him off the dribble or
Bull
shoot
fucking
it.
shit, Dusty. I seen you go to the rim against some big ass motherfuckers all the time, and then fucking tell me you ain't gonna make a layup.
Well, I'm saying, like, as far as I'm not going to be 100%.
Let's just agree.
He's 100% on me in the post. I'm not 100% on him in the post.
Well, let's just agree that Dirk is better than Kevin Garnett.
Deal.
Thank you.
Dirk's the greatest that ever lived. Dirk's my go.
He's better than Kevin Garnett. That's all I'm trying to say.
And Tim Duncan.
He's better than Kevin Garnett. That's
and
all
Tim Duncan.
No. I love Dirk. I love Dirk. I love Dirk, but he is not better than Tim.
The reason I put him above T Dunk.
No.
T Dunk's my number 2.
No. At what?
I'm talking about as an individual player.
Number 2 overall?
Yeah. To Dirk. Dirk's my number 1.
So your 2 best players overall are Tim Duncan and then Dirk?
Power forward wise.
Okay, power forward.
Power forward. No. That's a fair. That's a fair statement.
That's a fair statement if you're saying power forward.
No, I apologize. That is what I meant.
I will listen to that. Yes, I will listen to that.
The reason I put Dirk above Tim is he could
Duncan?
Move, yeah.
Okay.
Because he could move better and he could shoot threes. Consistent threes.
Pull up Tim Duncan hitting the game-winning 3-pointer against the LA Lakers. I believe it was circa
I said consistent threes.
2000 and
go ahead and Google. Was Tim Duncan known for hitting threes?
Okay, yes, Dirk is a better 3-point shooter than Tim Duncan.
But he could move better. He could dribble better.
Why are you making me argue against Dirk?
You're wanting to.
Why are you making me argue and like Dirk sucks?
You want to.
No.
Dirk is better than Tim Duncan.
No. Oh.
Manu Ginobili would probably be better than 90% of the starters in the NBA league.
Okay. Manu Ginobili's in the Hall of Fame, too.
It has a 6-man.
Or he should be.
He's fucking 6-man, and he was better than 90% of the players in the NBA.
Okay.
Blows my mind.
Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward of all time.
See, I disagree.
And you think Dirk is?
Tim had Popovich.
I like the fuck out of that, brother.
Tim did have
If you
Pop.
tell me that Dirk is the greatest power forward of all time, I'll just say yes.
You put Dirk with Pop, and I think you have.
I don't. And
hot
take. Give me a meow, meow, meow.
If you put,
I don't think Dirk is the player he is with Pop. Pop is very fundamental. He's very. I don't think Dirk has the leeway with Pop as he did.
I think if you put Dirk with Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker and Robert Horry and all those guys, that he wins a lot more rings.
I agree.
And I think that if the NBA wasn't fucking rigged, that Dirk would have 2 rings because he should have won in 06, but obviously it was rigged.
No, it was rigged. That was
the what the fuck.
They came out with that already.
We all watched it. I mean, that's bullshit. But Tim Duncan is the most skilled basketball player that I have ever seen personally on TV.
Better than LeBron?
Yes.
Yeah.
Skill-wise,
Skill-wise,
yes. Yes.
See, and I hate to say
I
that.
think Tim
'cause
Duncan, if we were just
I just
going
argued with Bradley for an hour. Maybe not an hour.
Pretty close.
But as far as skill, Tim Duncan is probably the greatest skill basketball player versus like especially Dirk. If I'm thinking player versus player, I'm going Dirk. But skill wise, Tim takes it.
If we were doing a top 5 of all, if we were doing a starting 5, Tim Duncan is my power forward.
No.
Yes.
I'm going Steph.
Yes.
Going T-Mac. That might be a little biased. T-Mac's my favorite player of all time.
I'm okay with that. As a shooting guard, yes.
Yep. I'm going
small forward, but yeah.
No, I'm going LeBron. Okay. Are we in today's NBA or
we're just in all encompassing?
All encompassing.
Just the whole thing.
I'm gonna have to change that then. I'm going Steph still.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going Kobe.
Okay.
I'm going T-Mac.
Okay.
I'm probably going LeBron and Shaq.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. If we're going like a stretch lineup, I can't argue with that.
And that's my thing. All encompassing. I'm like, I have to be able to. I think LeBron's big enough to be able to guard anybody from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s up until now because he's plays power forward now sometimes. So I had to go with LeBron at 4. If we were going old school, it would have changed a little bit. I would have had T-Mac at 2. Again, maybe biased. T-Mac's my favorite player. And then LeBron at 3, and I would have went Dirk at 4 with Shaq at 5.
If I was going my top 5,
Steph's still my 1, by the way.
I would go Jason Kidd at point guard.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Jason Terry at shooting guard.
I am going to argue with that. Go ahead.
Sean Marion.
So you're going 2011 Mavericks.
Dirk Nowitzki at power forward and Tyson Chandler at center. The greatest starting 5. Even though Jason Terry didn't start. No, I think I would go Steph.
Which Jason Terry, let's be honest though, Jason Terry was the Manu Ginobili.
Yes.
He was the best, one of the best players on that team that didn't start.
Yes. I would go, man, and it's so hard because I would go Steph at the point guard because I believe if you told Steph you don't have to, you're not shooting, you're just passing, it doesn't.
I still think Steph's getting over 20.
Yeah. And
being a pass first point guard.
And I think he's
traditional point guard.
Averaging 15 assists a game. But I could also say like John Stockton there. And then at shooting guard, I'm probably just going to go Kobe. If a shooting guard to me is your bucket, that's the guy. When you need a bucket, you got to go.
That's why I went T-Mac.
It's in the name, right?
How many else has ever made 11 points in 9 seconds?
I mean, it's in the name shooting guard, right? You're a shooter. So, and then my small forward is LeBron. My power forward is Tim Duncan. My center is it's a Walter Shack to me. It's a Walter Shack. I mean, and I want to put
here you go. Who's your 6th man?
My 6th man off the bench. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Larry Bird.
Oh. And it's so hard because there's so many good players.
Y'all left Jordan out.
Michael,
I don't think as far as 1920 to 2025.
And that's the hardest part.
I don't think Michael, as far as an individual player, is in my top 5.
And
well, then leave him as a 6th man.
And it's so hard because you got.
I want size.
Because
I want somebody that can guard. I want somebody that can play 3 positions.
If you take out Jordan, you have to take out Kobe, or you have to take out LeBron.
Yep. If you put in Jordan,
what are you gonna do there?
If you put in Jordan, you lose Kobe.
And you're trying to just win a fucking basketball game, right?
And my thing on my starting 5, the reason I didn't put Jordan in, hear me out, is, and it's the reason I didn't have Kobe in there too. Well,
you had T-Mac over Kobe?
No, I did have Kobe as number 2, didn't I? I had T-Mac as a 3. Yeah, that's
over
what I had.
LeBron? Oh yeah, you had
LeBron is 4.
Over Tim Duncan.
As far as everybody, because Jordan and Kobe, if you have both of those on the team, no one else is touching the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so
no, you're right.
So here's a question: if you had one player, you don't get the starting 5. You get one player, and the rest of your team
Number one
ass.
pick in the NBA draft.
And your rest of your team is ass. Who you taking?
Jordan. Jordan's a winner.
I can't argue with that.
I'm
because
taking Jordan because if I have nobody else and it's, hey, Jordan, take the ball and score,
then
he's going to score.
Well, that's what they did the whole first part of his career. So you already know how that turns out.
I'm going with Jordan. And the reason I say that is Kobe, in my opinion, I think he's a better passer than Jordan, but he's a discount Jordan. As far as LeBron, I think Jordan scores at will more than LeBron.
And it's so hard to do this because you have to say Kobe Bryant is discount anything.
Yeah, I agree.
And you know, Kobe ain't discount fucking shit.
But
like if Kobe was on his A game and Jordan was on his A game, I'm paying $1 million.
It's a dog fight.
I'm paying $1 billion to watch that game
It's a
because
dog
that
fight.
is going to be if like the only player that I wouldn't pay to watch. So maybe that's the GOAT conversation. Who would you not pay because they're so dominant to watch them play one-on-one? I wouldn't want. I mean, I'm not gonna watch Shaq play
one-on-one
one-on-one
against anybody.
You're gonna what?
I agree. I'm going to go with Shaq.
Because he's a
It's got to be Shaq.
I just said Shaq is
think
better
if
than
we
everybody else.
I think if Shaquille O'Neal was in this room right now and you said who would beat you all time, he would say nobody. But I also think
That was my argument with Steph Curry earlier, by the way.
I also think that's the same thing. No. Change my answer back to Steph. Steph will whoop Shaq's ass. Steph, hey, what up, boy? I'm your biggest.
Shaq, guaranteed.
I'm like your 33rd millionth biggest fan.
Shaq is, in my opinion, the most dominant player that ever played the game.
And that's crazy because that I feel like is an example.
And Shaq's probably not in my top 5 greatest players.
Right.
That ever played the
And
game.
that's our whole, like, that's the whole, like, I feel like that.
conundrum.
I feel like that's society, right? Like, you can be like, oh, I have this fucking definite answer. And then all these other variables come in and you're like, well, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know shit.
Like, as far as top 5 players, not dominant, but players, like, it gets a lot harder. If you think about one-on-one top caliber, point guards, one-on-one, it gets harder. Because at this point now, I'm not thinking Steph. I'm not thinking J. Kidd. I'm thinking like a Steve Francis, Baron Davis.
So would it be different if you thought of you like, so let's say we're putting together the greatest starting 5 of all time versus like putting together the greatest team of all time? Do you think that would be...
I change my answers.
A different group, like a different personnel, right? Like you could put the 5 greatest players of all time out there.
Because I'm going John Stockton, number 1 on greatest team. John Stockton, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going somebody. I'm still going to go with like a Tracy McGrady as number 2.
Okay.
Because he is a bucket. He can pass. He can
what
do whatever.
What about like Vince Carter?
Vince Carter?
Better than T-Mac?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I love Vince, but I don't think he's better than T-Mac.
Scored 17 points in like, what was it, like 31 seconds or some shit?
I think as far as my number 2, there he is. I think LeBron at number 3.
Well, are we saying at the 3 or third best?
At the 3.
Okay. See, and that's how I think about it. When I put together my greatest top 5, like what would work?
Yeah, as far as the greatest team.
I don't think you can take LeBron out of a top 5 because I think he just works.
He does.
Like he just works.
He can play every
and that's my
spot.
thing with Jordan is he can play number. If you want a score, pure score, Jordan is your greatest player to put on.
Yeah.
But I think that as far as other positions, you could go with trade out T-Mac for Jordan, trade out T-Mac for Kobe. I mean, you could make it work.
You can do all that.
You could trade out T-Mac for Vince.
What about like Grant Hill? Because if he wouldn't
If Grant Hill would have
injuries,
never had an ACL tear, he probably would have been the greatest point guard to ever live.
Or if he would have,
I truly think that.
Or if he would have tore his ACL in 2022 instead of
1990.
Yeah, whatever. Whenever he did tear his,
I think Grant Hill was
because
top
Grant Hill is
3.
freaking awesome.
I think Grant Hill's
what
top
about
3.
Reggie Miller?
See, my thing with Reggie.
What about there's so many. That's the hard part about
If you're
all-
putting me in a top team, Reggie Miller's not cracking it. Reggie Miller's a shooter.
No, yeah, I just can't. I mean,
Now you give me
I
top.
want Reggie off the bench though.
Oh, I
mean,
agree.
If you're playing an actual game, I want Reggie off the bench
Well,
because you don't.
That's
get
my thing with
killers
like power
that.
forward. Power forward, I'm putting Larry Bird
Yeah.
over
okay,
Dirk, over Tim, over everybody. Power forward, I'm putting Larry,
Okay.
and I'm still think I'm going
Not
with
over
Shaq.
Tim. Not over Tim.
I do. I think
Not
Larry,
over Tim.
just because of Larry's
Damn.
ability to
Not
do
over
everything.
Tim.
But a center, I think I'm still going Shaq, or hear me out, or Yao.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, I'm sorry, and I hate the Spurs, and I hate San Antonio.
I
It's
feel like
such
you're
a
just
fucking-
riding Tim's dick to get to me.
No, brother, I fucking every time I go to San Antonio.
You mean to talk about as far as the greatest team, you're putting Tim over Larry Bird?
Yes, I'm sorry, but and I hate San Antonio, and it smells, and your river is small and dirty.
Subpar.
And I'm sorry to anyone that I'm related to now that works there.
Landon, who do you have in your family that works there?
But
I've got an uncle.
Tim Duncan, man, the dude.
See, and it's so hard because Tim
But
is probably in my top 5 greatest players of all time, and in my top 2 or 3 greatest power forwards of all time.
who, 2 or 3? Who is
Yeah.
with him?
I'm talking arguably. Dirk,
Argue it,
Dirk, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan.
brother. Dirk,
And I'm not saying 1, 2,
Dirk
or
is-
3. I'm just saying arguably, I will reasonably listen to an argument from either of those 3.
I won't ever. Wait, say those 3 again.
Dirk, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan. I will logically listen to an
Who?
argument. You know who, motherfucker. You heard me say it.
Dirk,
Kevin,
Tim Duncan,
Kevin Garnett.
and who?
You know who. Don't act like Kevin Garnett's not in that top.
No,
Who else would you put in the top 3?
I wouldn't have.
Give
a
me your
top 3.
top
I
3
would just
power
have
forward.
a top 2.
Just because you hate the motherfucker don't
No,
mean you don't
I
have to
don't
like
hate
him.
Kevin Garnett at
How
all.
can you not say he's in the top 3?
Kevin Garnett's what I love. Kevin Garnett. He's a badass player. But whenever they played the Mavs in the playoffs, Dirk fucking shit on his.
That's
fucking
because
chest.
Dirk's the greatest power forward of all time.
I love Dirk. Dirk, I love you.
Dirk, whenever you go to
I wish
sponsor
we
this,
were related.
you tell me.
I wish
Don't
that
let this motherfucker
Germany-
ever come back on the podcast, and he
I
will
wish
never be
that
here
Germany
again.
was an official sponsor of Drop Podcast, and Dirk was here
It's
today.
dropped outdoors, motherfucker.
Dropped outdoors. And I wish Dirk was here today because I love you so much. You're my favorite player of all time, but you're not better than and I think Dirk would agree.
I don't think he would,
Well,
because Dirk's a winner.
well.
Because honestly, back
Well,
in,
what the fuck is Tim Duncan then?
I'm just
You want
saying.
5 fucking rings, right?
I'm just saying, like back when I was in my prime, there ain't nobody I'm saying better than me.
Well,
Let's be real though. There was.
Okay. Dirk wouldn't. I don't think. I mean, well, Dirk is a different breed, but I don't.
Dirk is a different breed.
I don't believe any of these top guys would ever agree that anybody was better than them because you can't be that good without
what I'm
a
saying.
fucking without that fucking
But
attitude.
think about logically, all biasness aside.
Okay, and I hate the Spurs.
Okay, but
Okay.
who would you think is your top 3 power forwards then?
Tim Duncan.
Yep.
That ends.
Dirk?
The list is over.
No, top 3. Give me your top 3 right now.
Tim Duncan.
No, you're not
Tim
going to cut
Duncan.
it
No.
individually.
We're having a
Timothy
conversation.
Theodore Duncan.
Dirk and Kevin Garnett.
Timothy
Okay,
Theodore Duncan.
Tim Duncan's the greatest power forward of all time.
Agreed.
Who's your 2 and 3?
Tim Duncan is number 1.
Yep.
Tim Duncan is number 2, and Timothy Theodore Duncan is number
Dirk
3.
and Kevin Garnett's
Okay,
2 and
ask
3.
me who are 4, 5, and 6.
Who's 4 and 5?
I would say it would probably be Dirkinus, Nowitzkius, and then I would say probably like Karl Malone.
Fuck no. Kevin Garnett's better than Karl Malone.
Disagree.
No.
The
You're just don't want-
postman?
Yeah.
The mailman, not
Same
the
thing.
postman.
Same thing.
What's Kevin's Garnett's nickname?
Anything is possible.
That's not a nickname. He said anything is possible, like, oh my God, I just won.
He is in the top
Because I
three.
got put on a team with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen.
The big ticket.
Oh, okay.
That is kind of a dope
That
nickname.
is kind of like if he was on a podcast and he'd be like, oh, this is Kevin Garnett and I'm on the big ticket. I'd be like, that's a cool podcast name.
All right, you know what? It's 3 hours, 17 minutes in.
Yep. You're agreed.
So we have came to the conclusion, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, then Kevin Garnett.
And Karl Malone.
Thank y'all for joining in. Comment, like, subscribe, do all the good shit. Thank y'all for everybody that supports Lauren, Sydney, Kenny,
Kevin.
Mama Scott, Big Kevin Jones. Mike Jones wrote a song about him. Mr. Jones. Oh, who else is that? Mr. Jones and me. They wrote a song about Kevin Jones too. I love you. We'll be back at it next week. See y'all later.
Do a bunch of drugs.
Or don't. Appreciate it, guys.